What's up, Laz?
Yo, what's going on?
Yo, happy birthday, Laz.
Hey,
Happy birthday, little nigga.
Hey, happy birthday, Laz. And we started the stream. You already know what the fuck it is. We had to go. Happy
Oh,
birthday
that's
to the
right.
homie Laz.
It's Mrs. Tyron's birthday, y'all. Y'all got
Mrs.
happy
Tyrant birthday today.
Happy birthday to Mrs. Tyron as well.
Oh,
Hey, happy birthday,
Mrs.
Miss
Tyron.
Star.
oh my, I appreciate it, guys.
Appreciate you.
Happy
Appreciate
birthday,
you.
everybody.
No problem, Laz.
No, fuck last.
All right.
Oh my, who this?
Hey, Tyron, you look like somebody's daddy, bro.
It might be Dustin. Might be Dustin.
Dustin, daddy.
Come get your dad, yo.
Oh no, that nigga can't be my son.
He said he ain't claiming.
All right.
He said he ain't claiming.
Stop it.
All right. What's up?
I ain't claiming.
All right. So, if y'all didn't read the caption or if y'all dyslexic or whatever, it's about some of the Allied Captains, all these homies that got the YouTube channels, and also a couple of our crewmates that didn't have YouTube channels, but you'll still be rocking with us on some of these streams. So I'm gonna go from left to right. So I'm gonna start off with the man who ain't even looking at the camera, Sauce God Durson.
Yo, what's good?
What's good?
What's
Durson
good?
is one of the Allied Captains who also has a channel.
You know,
Which is called-
my channel is weak, but you know, I got one. You know what I'm saying? Sauce got there said in one. We do this.
That's where
What's
the
good,
man-
everybody?
You want to hear his obnoxiousness? That's where you find him.
It's in the viruses.
I'm not.
Next we have the birthday boy, Commodore Laz.
Hey,
I'm
what's
good.
poppin'? Thanks for having me, Virgo.
No problem, bro.
Send this nigga to the strip club.
You saw him in the strip club.
Wow.
All right, he was in the strip club.
Last spotting. But yeah, I believe your YouTube channel is called Commodore Laz, right, Laz?
Yeah.
Where get Laz to 1K by the end of the day. That's the
Yeah,
goal.
almost at 1K.
For sure. Hey, man, just make it as many accounts as you guys can, and we get it popping.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Oh
boy,
yeah.
sit down.
What's up, Wing?
Hey,
You just
Tyron,
popped
I don't
in,
know,
man.
man. We
What's
might
up,
have to
what's
throw
up?
hands soon.
Oh, you gonna throw
What's
hands?
up?
We might have to. I might have to fight
Okay.
Dustin's dad on stream, man. I don't know.
Hey, you drop my channel, you can find out.
That's gonna be funny as hell. Oh my god.
Yo, Wing, what's up, man?
What's up, y'all boys? Sage.
What's good up,
Hey.
nigga? What up,
Hey.
What's going on? Hey, Wing, man. Tell them about the channel, man. Tell them what you about. Tell them why they should listen to you or ignore you.
Oh, I keep it real. It's like how King of Lightning do. If you don't like it, you don't gotta stay. Plain and simple. Do Dragon Ball, better do One Piece, and a whole lot of other stuff like Boku no Hero, Promise Neverland. I'm gonna pick up Kingdom because I heard a lot from
How many
these
people actually stay?
Everybody.
Caught up? Oh, I'm not caught up yet to Neverland. I'm like one chapter behind.
I haven't even started.
Because I wait for like
Yeah,
the
I'll read that shit.
My bad. I didn't even make y'all the rest of y'all elaborate. Durson, what do you do on your channel?
On my channel, mostly. Hold on. Let me pause this game real quick because you about to get me fucked up. but there's one of the things I do on my channel. I do a couple of gameplay videos and all that shit. Mostly One Piece and Dragon Ball Super. Right now, I ain't been on the Dragon Ball Super train that much lately because my laptop has been fucked up. And I just moved and I ain't got no Wi-Fi at my house. I'm at my parents' house right now. But I ain't got no Wi-Fi in my house. I've been down for a little minute, but mostly that.
Okay, I got you. Now, Laz, I know you do a plethora of things.
And the plethora, man, it goes with like, Kingdom, One Piece, IQ, all the good stuff. If you like anime and manga, just, come through my channel, man. That's all you need to know.
Word. Once again, get last to 1K. I'm gonna keep on saying it all stream. I don't care if y'all get tired.
Hey.
All right, Tyrant, you're up.
Yo, what up? What up?
What's Gucci? I don't know if you plan on doing videos in the future.
Oh, I might do videos in the future and shit.
But we got Tyrant, man. For some reason, you're a stream favorite. They say you be spitting them facts. I don't agree.
Oh, fuck you, nigga. You can catch these L's and shit I be handing out, nigga. And shit.
Hey, I'm sorry. I'm sorry to cut off the momentum and everything, but Virgo, right now you look like you're a fucking mechanic or something. Like you work on cars. like your hands is covered in oil right now with that damn trucker hat on, my nigga. Like,
hey, man, I can fix it, bro.
He about to go kidnap somebody and shit in 2 seconds.
Wow.
Tyrant, you are
I haven't kidnapped.
Snatching up all the white women.
All right.
It's like
Now to another one of the homies, another member of the Grand Fleet. We have Monkey D King.
What's good? What's good, everybody?
What up,
Yeah,
though?
yeah.
Good man. Talk to him. Talk to him.
I got my first reaction of the last chapter. That's my only video. I actually did a couple more videos, but I haven't been around to even get into uploading them. So pretty much my channel is just mostly gonna be One Piece. I do rap a little bit, so I'll probably throw a few of my work on there. But that's pretty much it. Yeah, got real bars too, fam.
Facts.
Yo, you should collab with Taekwon, man.
Oh yeah,
Nah,
for
I'm
sure.
straight.
Hey.
Nah,
It's hard to make a living.
You don't even believe in Luffy. Why you repeat One Piece?
Oh, I gotta
Jack
keep
the
that,
Drought.
yo.
Jack the Drought.
But nah, fam. Everybody's in their own lane, so I just like Ty can just stay in his own lane. I'm good, fam. Appreciate it.
Oh, you told a nigga stay in his lane.
Wow.
All right, what's up? We have Sage.
Hey,
What up, say?
I'm gonna do videos at some point. That's definitely a thing. I'm also gonna do some unboxing of my figurines because I collect waifus.
You
I
do?
love waifus.
Lit.
Nice, nice, nice.
There's nigga there having a seizure right now. This nigga taking a mean ass L.
Look at that shit. All right.
Glad to know.
Now we have Steve-O. They call him Steve-O.
You skipped over Kisei, but
He did skip over Kisei.
oh, Kisei after me.
No, I'm that polite enough, Steve-O. You know, I fuss with
I
you.
was
Go
going
ahead.
left to right.
Yeah, I know. I'm looking on my screen. On my screen, I'm last, and everybody else come before me. So I'm thinking that it's like that for everybody else, but I forgot it's alphabetical order.
Okay.
So, I guess with my channel, I mean, I guess I collect waifus too, but in another way.
That nigga said
My
another one.
dog.
I do reactions to One Piece, of course. One Piece is king. I need to start doing Kingdom reactions at some point. I guess y'all can look forward to that, I suppose. I react to Black Clover, Seven Deadly Sins, My Hero, and occasionally One Punch Man. But that's about it. And I do a random discussion in here like once in a blue moon.
Throw something in there new. Okay.
Yeah, do a little something, mix it up like that. I love all my niggas. Shout out to my niggas, know what I'm saying?
Yo.
Doing that thing to the community. Shout out to my niggas, bro.
And now we have Kisei. Thank you for waiting patiently.
Oh, no problem. You say the best for last, like always, Virgo. I appreciate that.
Maybe that's why I want to call him.
No, you say the best for last for a reason. I appreciate it. Number one MVP draft pick of this nigga.
This is Kisei, who is on my streams a lot, and he's the creditless one.
The creditless one. Boy, I give out credit. Look, if everybody don't know, when you see me, you will gain some credit just by hearing my voice. So just know that. You gain it.
Psycho pass. Psycho pass. You hear that man talk? Credit.
All right, man. Basically, the point of this stream, man, I'm doing this stream so everybody can basically see y'all personalities. I'm not going to be doing a whole bunch of talking. I'm going to let y'all do a whole bunch of talking. And I'm going to give y'all some topics that y'all can either be at each other's throats in or be in agreement with. We'll see. So I'm going to start out. It's going to be a little cancerous. How long do you think is Weevil? How strong do you think Weevil is?
Are we giving him like a ranking, like as far as like the
that nigga trash?
What? Oh, hold on. I hear you cut out. You cut out for me. You cut out for me. You gotta say the question again.
Wow. He said, "How strong do we?
How strong do you believe Weevil is in comparison to many in the verse?"
That nigga is at best commander level. I don't see this nigga really being
minimum. He should be.
I say second commander.
What?
Second commander.
Okay.
Yeah, minimum should be at least second, third commander. Something around there.
Especially he's a warlord, right? So
Unless he is somehow, some way, Oda do rate this nigga as being a legit son of Whitebeard. If that's true, then I give that nigga above first commander.
In some,
he's gonna be admiral level starting off.
Yeah,
I mean if he really is Whitebeard's son, then that nigga got
just because of the name.
Well, I mean, look what name, and then look what he was doing too. Like some of the stuff he was doing too, it kind of backs up his claim as well. I mean, like we have to see more of him in action from the reader's perspective. From what we know so far, like he could look, Kizaru would never hype up a dude like that, especially knowing his personality as well.
Yeah, but
he wasn't even joking when he was talking about
He hyped up Ben Beckman.
No, but here's the difference
though. Benny's
he was
still
always
joking
joking when he said that though.
Ben
When he
Beckman,
when he talked about Weevil, that nigga had no joking going on whatsoever. That nigga was serious.
Yeah.
Like that nigga a real nigga.
Weevil is garbage.
I mean, I think he's second commander level.
Yeah, that's what I'm
seeing how he already beat most of all Whitebeard like commanders and stuff. He was walking through all of them.
Yeah,
he gotta be at least.
Yeah, he beat all the trash ones, right?
Well, he beat AO. He beat AO. AO was like the 16th captain or something of the Grand Fleet or some shit. So
yeah, and when he killing them.
Yeah, and regardless of what
it looks like, I think the nigga.
Okay, look. Once he beats somebody in the top 5, then I'll put him above that first commander level.
So
in
who
the top
is in the top 5?
Do we think he's strong? Wait.
First commanders can't beat niggas in the top 5. Come on,
man.
man.
Think he's stronger than Hayes?
Were we ranking his top 5? Like the admirals? Like...
I think we made top 5 commanders in that Whitebeard crew. I could be wrong.
Yeah, but who is the top 5? 2 of them got took out before the war even happened.
Well, I meant the remaining ones.
Vista,
Jozu, fucking Marco. What about
man? He ain't messing with Vista, fam. You see Vista in the fucking 3-piece suit with the taco meat hanging out. My boy clean.
He be getting it done. That boy's out there fighting Mihawk.
So that's what I'm saying.
Let's postpone
until he beats one of them.
This nigga out here throwing pedal dance on niggas and shit.
Yeah.
Pedal dance for Pokemon.
Pedal dance was putting in work, wasn't it?
Yeah, that boy go drop his source and say Bunkai. Y'all boys be ready.
Oh, this nigga about to go cross universes.
That's what you went to Pokemon,
but you know the way I am. Like I don't gauge nobody until I see them do something in the story.
I mean, the way I see it, we have seen him do things because we've seen him take out some of the Whitebeard allies, and we've seen named crew members that he's taken out. And he's taken out more than one group. By himself, he doesn't have a crew himself.
Have we seen him do it?
Yes, we've seen him do it. We literally
no, we saw the afterward. We didn't see him. We haven't seen him do it. We just seen the aftermath. We didn't actually see him, this man in action like this nigga actually putting in work.
Yeah.
But this is the thing. If we seen the aftermath of Kaido, if they just said Kaido, if he was he's all hyping up Kaido, and Kaido, he said Kaido whooped all them people, y'all would be like, if they never said Kaido was a Yonko, everybody in here would probably be like, yeah, he at least on that level.
But Wayne, we've seen 2 instances of this nigga Kaido's power though. This nigga falls from 10,000 freaking.
He fell over and he hit.
Like he has durability.
He caused a shockwave, and then hold up, he sent one of his underlings flying across. He literally sent this nigga off screen.
Yeah. And I think the best example too is you go back and see like when Big Mom used like the Elbaf spear, right? Equivalent to like the strike from that distance. And considering Kaido, I think had a little bit more distance to that since he was using a bit more force.
That was casual. He was just like pop.
Yeah, that was a casual too. Yeah, like.
Just like a flick of the wrist, like straight up, just done. And he also took out Kid.
Demon.
Yeah, I mean, we gotta see exactly what happened too, because he could have been betrayed too. But in that regard, like, do you guys see like Weevil facing Luffy at some point before we get to Wano or when we get to Wano?
I can see it.
I see them getting along in a really weird way.
Yeah, I think that's after Wano. I think that'll come in towards like the conclusion of the Kaido.
I don't think before or during.
Yeah. Okay.
That might like tie into maybe like the aftermath of maybe what happens in Reverie or something like that. Like Luffy finds out whatever information happens from that shit.
So I was gonna say, because then if it's after Wano, we can assume that by that time he should be at least second or first commander level at the very minimum. Because the thing about it is like by the time like going into the story, the scale is gonna be so high and stuff with like the amount of people we're gonna be facing off with later. If he's anything below that, then that means he should be fighting like
he's trash
before.
So yeah, but it wouldn't be no point of him saying, "Oh, he's like on young Whitebeard's level."
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So if you're gonna say like that, then he has to be after Wano. But if he isn't, and that's what like Oda's not trying to set up to be like that, like logically, because we don't know the full truth yet, then he would have to be before Wano. But if he is like that level, then it has to be after Wano.
Well, here's the thing though, like who would he take out? Like Oda, I mean, because I don't really see Oda.
What if he whooped Jack?
Like a real antagonist.
Unless he goes after Marco, I don't know. Like
take out a Straw Hat.
No, he'll probably have to be like a Calamity or something.
No, hell no, that nigga no damn Calamity.
Yeah, if he fight Jack, young Whitebeard level.
I mean, if he's commander level, he could be Calamity level. Like, it's just the name of the rank.
On that, okay.
Yeah, say if he go to Wano with them and he fight Jack, and he beat Jack behind, nobody will think it's an ass pull or anything. They could be like, oh, well, you on Whitebeard level. All right, that's understandable. I get it.
Young Whitebeard.
Hold on,
Like, what would you have to do to
What's up,
showcase his
Marlo?
Whitebeard level? What would you have to
What
do?
up? What up?
What's
I
good?
don't
What's
think
good?
you have to
Hey,
do
Wallow.
I feel like we
100
just
cheeks.
should understand the matter of
Tighten
the
up.
story by this point.
Right.
I'm sorry, last. What was you said? Tighten up. What
Hold
was
on.
the question you just asked?
Oh, I was gonna say because like in terms of like for Whitebeard, like what would he have to do like Weevil to like show off like that he is Whitebeard level? Would he have to literally finesse a first commander or like actually fight a Yonko to do that?
I mean, I don't think it's about who he got to fight. It's just about his showcase of power. I mean, it would be
Yeah.
nice to see him fight somebody, but if we literally just see this nigga like throw a rift into the ocean, like split the seas with
Yeah, like
with air
yeah, something like
slash,
this, like
he's
that.
Whitebeard
Yeah,
level, bro.
like
He's
if he leaves a
Whitebeard
crack throughout the entire country or wherever he's at, then yeah, I would say like if he does like a Dancing Jiao,
that young
like,
Whitebeard hype
Yeah,
is legit.
yeah. I'm
if he
on
does
the
something
same
that
tip.
level.
I'm on the same tip that Steve on. Like, we got to see him do something. Like,
he don't
I can't
necessarily
sit
have to
there and
fight someone.
say
Yeah,
how
yeah.
strong he is just off word of mouth. Like, I don't do that.
I mean, yeah,
Okay.
I mean, you don't give it a little bit of credibility, not even
I
a little
mean,
bit.
considering, hold
No,
up.
none.
Usually, I don't like to go
None,
by that
because
rule either. But here's the thing.
every time I debate or talk about somebody, I always look at it like this. If say we in court and somebody say that this guy murdered somebody, they can say it, but it ain't got no evidence. That dude is free.
yeah.
You can say it all you want.
I mean, in this case scenario, I do trust Kizaru's word because, like, again, he would never hype up
don't trust
anybody.
nothing
Like, thing.
until
Even
I
if he's a
see
bad
it.
guy, I would never.
But
Like,
he
he would never
was
hype up
serious
someone
when
like
he
that.
said it though. Like that nigga wasn't even like he wasn't
Yeah.
using his usual paper move. That nigga
Who
was
y'all
being
talking about? Y'all
serious.
talking about
talking
Weevil?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Weevil.
Weevil.
Kizaru was
Oh yeah.
being
Oh, you
serious
know
when he
how I
talking
feel
about
about that. Yeah, y'all know how I feel about that
Oh,
Weevil
what up,
shit,
Wallow,
bro.
nigga?
Like that nigga told, "What's good? What's good?" That boy literally told, bro, "Hey, nah, chill, tighten up." You feel me? Basically, hey, boy, that boy they was throwing dumbers, boy. Y'all boy, hey, dumbbells,
Watch
nigga.
out.
Oh shit, let me get
Right,
back to this shit.
and like you guys asked for power explanation, like from how the story has already told us and what he's done single-handedly with nobody to support him and what he's been doing out here against these pirates. I'm already seeing that if he's showing some Whitebeard level shit. I mean, I would imagine Whitebeard himself walking out here just massacring pirate fleets by himself, single-handed without a single injury. I would
Do
see
y'all
it.
remember? Y'all remember the picture when we seen him? Like y'all, like I'm talking about like in the anime, because you know seeing them in the panel with no color and shit, that's one thing. But the panel, like when they had the anime for him, when they showed him, bro, did you see what the city looked like? That shit looked like desolation, bro. Like
It looked like how Jack, Jack. You know how when Jack
There was a
leaves
ship
place,
in the
he
middle of
fuck
the
it up?
city, right?
yeah, that's why I said there were ships in the middle of the city. Like, where's the water?
It was
What
ships
happened?
there?
Yeah, nigga, it was ships there.
God
That's
damn,
why I was
this
like,
nigga
what
yanking
happened?
ships
Complete
out the
utter
water.
destruction.
That nigga
That
Weevil
boy-
pulled a Tom, bro. He threw a galleon into the middle of the city.
Yeah.
God damn, Adam Wood and all. That boy don't play.
I said that boy like eviscerated all the water, bro. I'm like, golly.
So hold on,
Baby, he drunk it.
anybody in here think he got like what kind of hockey I probably have?
I mean, his arm in hockey must be stupid. Like, that's what I'm just basing on like his design. Based on design, his arm in hockey might be his biggest thing. Again, I don't want to hype up to do too much yet since we don't know enough, but I want to put it past Oda to give this man King's hockey, considering that like again we've been said from Sultan Chinjao, you're gonna encounter people who have King's hockey, so I wouldn't be surprised if this dude has it.
And one thing we gotta know, like we gotta realize, but like remember, like he was made a warlord some time ago. Like, you know what I'm saying? This man was the same dude that they said took Zephyr arm.
Took Zephyr's.
Like that's canon. That is canon to the story.
Was that confirmed?
I don't think his name is.
So they said a warlord.
It was in the volume.
Warlord at the time.
It was in the special volume released with the movie, like the volumes that they give to everybody who pays for the tickets or whatever. And Oda writes those volumes. Like he wrote volume 777, volume 0. Like the volume that came with Strong World that people always reference for Shiki is just like that. So basically, it's canon.
Yep. That's what I'm saying, bro. Like, think about that, bro. You feel me? That's why Zephyr is mad, because they're giving people like that who do them wrong leeway. You know what I'm saying? So this man ain't no joke out here, bro. You feel me? Because remember, they said that Zephyr, when he lost his arm, that's what ended his career as a Marine.
I guess he couldn't be Shanks. Shanks had to learn how to cope with it.
Hey, not everybody can be Shanks.
Bro, that man turned lemons into lemonade. That boy became a Yonko with one arm. Zephyr, that boy quit on life. You need to go to class with Shanks and find out the Kobe system. You need to find something.
Hold on now. So this brings me to my next question, though. I'm talking about Chichibukai. And so I actually have a question that I'm not sure of. Are the warlords supposed to be present for the reverie?
I don't think they're supposed to be present, but I wouldn't be surprised if they had.
I wouldn't be surprised if they was, because they are they're not part of the government, but in a big meeting of such like that, you got to plan for the worst. And if the warlords are supposed to be that line,
I think that whatchamacallit Boa, who is like one of them different type of contradictions, because she is a queen and a warlord.
Yeah. I mean, will Bo even be there?
Well, the thing I like,
she's also a queen of her island.
Yeah, because I like the idea that if they're gonna abolish the warlord system and stuff, that I could see something where they can try and call them forth to Marine headquarters or to the Marijawa and stuff, and from there when they announce the abolishment, they try and capture them. And I mean, the only thing is, it's the only problem with that is if Mihawk is there, you're gonna need a whole damn war fleet to go and fight this dude, because he ain't gonna let anybody try him like that.
They're gonna need Marine Ford type people there. Think about it. They're gonna need Marine Ford people there just for that. All three admirals, fleet admiral, they're gonna need Garp and Goku, other people like that, if they pull that off. Because them warlords,
that's not gonna be. They're not gonna go down that fight.
War by herself, she do a slave arrow. Everybody getting turned to stone on their own.
Yeah, I don't think they're jumping the warlords all at once while they're there.
We were talking about it earlier, people forget how ridiculously strong she gotta be, bro. She went on one mission.
I guess the only issue is that again, she really hasn't showcased against a top tier again, pacifista smoker is one thing that's pretty time skip, and who really that's there that can showcase how good she actually is as a fighter. She got a broken fruit.
But Laz, she was casually kicking these pacifistas though, bro. Yeah, casually.
But now Sanji and Zoro are able to do that post time skip. So
no, but again, they had to do super special moves.
Yeah, she was casually
just like Luffy. Luffy had to do a ballerina
style on him.
Yeah, but I'm guessing
she was just backflip bro. I remember she was poop 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 poop. Then back
she was going through all of them, even kicking did she kick a vice admiral in the face or something and turn half his head in stone?
She was kicking Marines and pirates.
It's pretty wild.
Bro, this lady got to be the definition of broken in the series.
So wait, the question was that: are we going to expect Chichibukai to be present for this reverie? Is that what you're? Is that the question?
I don't
think so. I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, but the thing is, if they roam free, then that's going to be a thing, because they would have to send people out to go and capture these guys, since again, they probably know intel and stuff from the time of the world government.
But the thing about it is, they're not actively sending out people to capture these Yonkos or these other pirates anyways. It's pretty much on a when you see them, you try and capture them type of thing. So I don't think they would actually try and capture them unless they seen them somewhere on the seas or somewhere.
Yeah, and it's Boa can't afford that, their warlordship to kind of be taken away, because again, she needs that to protect her island, and the only thing I can see is that unless Luffy claims her island and her as his territory, as part of the Grand Fleet, then that's the only way that I can see.
Which is going to happen, but at the same time, I don't think, bro. I think the whole
Kuja. You don't hear that laundry shit, do y'all?
Nah, we good.
No.
Yeah, but that whole I think Kuja, you know what I'm saying? Luffy finna end up building his own nation without even trying to, because he's gonna have the Kuja, the Minks, the goddamn, you feel me? Because I think that whole Zanisha shit gonna get destroyed.
So you think he's about to make his own version of Topland or whatever?
Not without trying. He's not even trying to. Yeah, he's gonna unintentionally do that. You know what I'm saying? He already gonna have the fishermen behind him because of Jinbei. You know what I'm saying? Madam Shirley already said he gonna destroy it.
Yeah,
You know what
knowing
I'm
Luffy
saying?
how he
You
do in
got
the
to
beginning
mix.
of the series. Remember how Luffy did in the beginning when Nami he noticed that was the room Nami had to make all them papers. He destroyed the whole thing so Nami will be free. Most likely Oda will probably do the same thing. Luffy destroy Fishman Island so the Fishman can go on the surface so they can be free. Most likely.
So, going along with Reverie, do you think that it's crazy to think that Fujitora is going to defect if the warlords are not abolished?
Hell yeah.
No.
Or run that back.
Look, I wouldn't even think to that point. You know why I'm not gonna do it? Because listen, brother, like they're abolishing the warlord system. Oda realized, he said it himself, that he messed up when he introduced that because that threw a whole loophole in his story. So the way you're gonna write yourself out of that hole is by writing them out of the story. You know what I'm saying?
You
Writing the
mean the
warlord
system? Because
system
he can't.
out.
He it was in the system out. He can't write the warlords out.
Nah, not. Yeah, that's what I meant. Write out the system. But with that system, he's gonna replace the system with with more vice admirals, probably to a higher stature or something, like, you know what I'm saying. You got these other people who are candidates to becoming admirals.
Mm-hmm.
So let's see them finally get the shine that they should get. You know what I'm saying? Momongas, Doberman, Strawberry, Yamakiji. Put these boys where they supposed
Well,
to
I got
be.
a question for everybody then. Do you guys think we'll start to see stronger bounty hunters or credible bounty
We need to see
I
hunters. We
hope
need to see
so.
bounty hunters.
I
Period. That's
definitely
something
hope.
Oda's been
Stronger
pissing
bounty
me off.
hunters. Yeah, we
Yeah,
talked
we got
about
to see
that.
some
Like
stronger
Yeah.
because
hunters at some point.
like in the
My theory
beginning
is
of the
that
story,
Greenbow might be one.
they make it
Greenbow?
seem
Rainbow,
like bounty
definitely
hunters
them
is
niggas.
like such a big part of this. Like, why would they give them like high bounties and bounties if people don't come after them? Like, what would be the point of that? You know?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why I said Green Bull might be a bounty hunter, bro. Turned admiral, but that's why he don't. He already seems like, or he or she. I'm gonna say that he or she already sounds like the type of person who don't care what nobody say. They just doing it for their bread.
That would
You
make
know what I'm
sense.
saying?
I could see that Oda brought in two different opposing factions to be recruited to the Marines. Like you got Fujitora on one hand, and then Green Bull more than likely will be the opposite of what Fujitora is. Like he don't
And
care. He
then
just want to get the shit done.
Like
and you and,
bounty hunters were talked about so often in the first couple of arcs of One Piece,
Yeah.
and then it just went away. So I wouldn't think it would be too crazy for him to bring something like that back in the new world with these higher tier bounty hunters.
yeah, and
They
Virgo.
Hey,
need
one of them
to
Underlord
definitely.
niggas. Hold on, one of them Underlord niggas at that Big Mom party might be a fucking bounty hunter and shit. Because he need to go in depth with that shit. Like, what's the purpose
Yeah,
of having an
them
Underlord
too.
system? And you don't really. I mean, you introduce what their titles is, but what is it that these niggas do?
I mean,
Yeah,
I'm
like
I'm
we
pretty sure they're gonna play a role later on the story because anytime he introduced somebody with the whole little name panel and stuff, they always come back or
yeah,
they're
because think
pivotal to
about
the
it.
story in some type of way.
Doflamingo was the arms dealer. So now that he throw it out of whack, all these guys, where they getting their arms from? We already seen the ripples that's causing. It's causing wars in other places and stuff.
So
Now,
they linking up
people
with
had to,
Buggy.
yeah, people had to surrender because they're not getting the weapons no more.
Yeah, and that's ended up what happening with German taking over a territory, isn't it?
Yeah, well, that's the thing. People are kind of wondering, like, is it gonna be Straw Hats after what happens? Like, I could see being the world government in some way, taking like Big Mom's territory, just simply because, like, for Luffy, I can't see them stationing there. They got to go straight to Wano right after this. And then if like someone's gonna claim it, I don't think it'll be German because again, they still have the affiliations to the world government still because that news hasn't been gone out. But if that news goes
Hey,
out, then like that's their
it might be
territory.
Blackbeard. Blackbeard might come in and sweep a territory.
I mean, I could see that happening, but I'd rather see him show up in Wano.
I think Blackbeard's too busy trying to
Shit.
take over all the Whitebeard's territories versus
Hey,
Whitebeard.
Well, it's
Yeah,
like
but I thought he
he's
already
claiming
did. Hey,
claimed
but
over
what I'm
already.
saying is if Big Mom like she ain't got to go down, and the Straw Hats like get out of this and like she's gonna be portrayed in a weakened light, like I'm saying she's in a state of vulnerability right now, and Blackbeard's the type of guy to take advantage of that. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it wouldn't be too far fetched for him to come in and take over.
Oh,
But
Mm.
that's what
Blackbeard
he
got
most
it.
likely go do to Kaido.
Yeah, I mean the thing is when Wano gets taken down, it's gonna be back to like the country. That's gonna be back to theirs and stuff. Whereas Whole Cake, it's like there's no borders really around it, so it's anyone's taking. I still go with the world government. They're gonna end up taking it somehow.
And that goes right back into my point, bro, that I was saying that he's gonna subconsciously create a zone where people could come to. You feel me? Like Wano open. They're saying, you know what I'm saying? What's his name? Odin wanted them to open back up the borders. You know what I'm saying? Luffy gonna make that situation happen. The Kuja might go there. The Minks might go there. You know what I'm saying? And now you got you a whole little paradise.
Yeah, I was gonna say this to throw this in, like the ideas, the possibilities of how the border itself's gonna be open. It would be lit to see if like Luffy, like Law and Kid, if they land like some kind of hit on Kaido and that knocks him back, and that's what breaks the borders.
That'd be kind of tight.
Like that's what I'm thinking. That'd be a dope way to do it.
Like the borders, he spouts something like right before he gets
like enough force, it just breaks through. Yeah.
And so like kind of like when he did Cracker Tank Man, he was like, "I'm gonna send you flying, now go flying across the world."
Maybe dope.
Shit. And then back to that point you were saying, Virgo, with the whole warlord system, like, bro. I can't understand why people think these pirates gonna be warlords any longer, bro. Like, yo, you know who the fleet admiral is now? Akainu. He do not like pirates whatsoever.
Yeah.
At all.
Like that's done, bro. You feel me? He's just using them while he still can.
Yeah, but how much power do you think he has over the Gorosei though? Because they.
Well, for 2 years he had it, ain't it? 2 years Akainu had though.
And he can't do exactly. And
that's a good point.
You're lagging. I don't even know what you said.
Over his head and CP0.
And they were killing. You didn't hold on above him. It's still Kong.
Nah.
I don't even know what the hell Kong will even say. Like he still have to answer to somebody before he even gets to the Gorosei.
Yeah.
But see, that's my point. You feel me? Like you gotta realize what's him called. Remember, what's the name? Shit, I can't think of it. Sengoku. Sengoku was saying he wanted him, Kuzan or Aokiji.
Correct.
To be.
Yeah, he followed his closest ideas.
Someone specifically wanted Akainu. That person is probably Kong.
Yeah, the higher ups. It's either the higher ups or the Gorosei, but then I don't know. The conversation with the Gorosei is kind of weird now because like Akainu's trying to do one thing, they're telling you shut up.
They explained already why Akainu was. It said the Marines backing. They didn't necessarily say Kong wanted Akainu. There was other people that wanted him in there.
There was
look,
the Marines that backed him.
But that's my point, bro. Like this man got the full, bro. This is what I'm trying to say, bro. It comes a time when the government, like you see how he's basically the leader of that military.
Right.
You feel me? If he has the Marines backing, that means the number one person, which is Kong, is probably behind him. You see what I'm saying? Yeah. And if he's the one who is setting this up, like, bro, they're gonna defer from what the Gorosei is telling them, and then all that whole warlord system, man, we dead in that. They like, bro, that's why they open up this military job to bring in extra people.
I don't know, man. I kind of like the fact that well, I don't know if it's a fact, but like I kind of would like it more if it was more of Akainu's like his own volition instead of somebody like trying to put him in that position.
Like his own dictatorship, basically.
Yeah, exactly.
Which I kind of feel like that might happen.
It's based off of him. It's based off of what he wants. But the other person put him on the platform for that purpose.
Yeah, but here's the problem with that though. We saw Akainu. Everybody, after all, Akainu became fleet admiral, and he defeated Kuzan in the 10-day battle and whatnot. Like, oh, he really about that. Like, he really that nigga. He's really powerful. But then we see this nigga pretty much bend the knee to the Gorosei. Even if he wants to, let's say even if Kong do want him to, like, you know what, you're about to go ahead, fuck all these pirates, about to abolish the whole Shichibukai system. The power that the Gorosei have their hand with the world, with the Tenryubitu and shit, that's not enough to overthrow that system. Like, he's fearful, and he's bent the knee for a reason. Is that there's nothing literally that not even the Marines can do when it comes out of it. They want something done, they're gonna get it done. And since they want the Shichibukai system still in place, it's going to still be in place. I don't care what he says.
Well, let me say this about Akainu real quick. is the fact that, well, from how Wallo was describing it and what I've seen firsthand is that Akainu ain't even the type to want to hold his tongue against Gorosei. He talked to them niggas exactly how he feel about what they're doing shamelessly on the fucking Marines and everything else. And the fact that he even decided to make sure to keep Fujitora from coming back, literally giving him an order to where he's literally keeping an admiral, a position of power, from being able to come back to a base to recuperate and give orders. That nigga's already planning to change this whole system, what it's been.
Yeah, but that's behind their back though. Like, yeah, he was saying, he did say something. Like he was talking to him reasonably, like he talked like he was anybody else. But at the end of the day, he still shut the hell up when they was all said and done. Like, look, we're gonna do this, and that's final. And then he talked to Fujitora outside of that meeting. So yeah, he can. It looks like he wants to abolish the system. He's all with it because he hates pirates with a passion. But the fact is, when it comes down to forcing that issue, he can't do that because we have no idea how powerful the Gorosei is, and then we know the vast resources. I couldn't say we know. We only scratch the surface of the resources that the Celestial Dragons have at their disposal.
Yeah, and that's
you're talking about going up against that.
Yeah.
And there's so much we don't know about
and it looks like they're the ones that's giving out devil fruit.
I was gonna say, because like also the thing too is I feel like in some shape or form they like the Marines are kind of being like overlooked a little bit because like their portrayal that we saw in Dressrosa wasn't the best. What we see, because again, this is Akainu's military now, so these guys are gonna be a lot more like stricter, a lot more, not carefree, I would say, like how Sengoku's was, but they have more of a drive to them because of the guy that's at the helm. And I still think too, like we have to kind of showcase, how destructive these guys are, because I think the infantry might be a little bit better and stuff now. I mean, I've been preaching this whole thing about a buster call happening, and again, we can see that thing reinforced even more under Akainu rather than with Sengoku. Like we see more fleets, more vice admirals showing up. Well, who knows? Maybe put more money into having more destructive power, weapons and stuff.
Now, let me ask y'all this, bro. You feel me? Like, see, because this is another thing I would say too. You see how all this that we talking about with Akainu, like it looks like he's right. What does someone who what they call it, a coup, where you secretly planning? Yeah, you feel me?
Yeah, coup back again.
Yeah, to take over, but you do it slowly. That's what it seems like. You know what I'm saying? That's what it seems like they setting up. Well, he's setting up. You feel me?
That'll be cool. Matter of fact, I want that to happen. I ain't never think about that, but
look.
But let me finish. Let me finish my point. Let me finish my point, though, bro. What I'm saying, the reason why it makes more sense, bro. Look at what he did. He opened up a military draft to recruit outsiders, right? If we notice one thing with all of these outsiders that we've seen thus far, they hate pirates.
Correct.
But you know what I'm saying? They like how you see Fuji. He hates him, but he's wise. So he used Luffy to get to his goal first. But now he's gonna try to capture that. You know what I'm saying? He don't deal with that. They not gonna like pirates. He's bringing together a whole bunch of people strong enough to handle business. You feel me? And this is about to happen.
So you're saying he's bringing in people that if he tries to overthrow and he has some opposition, that they'll be able to take them out.
Yeah, and especially like even as a draft too, it's not going to be towards only like Fujitora and like Green Bull. Again, like they could be hiring more vice admirals, more commodores, captains, that kind of stuff. So I'm thinking like it's like again that whole military has been reinforced. I just don't think we have seen them like yet, and the portrayal that we've seen so far from Dressrosa hasn't been that suffice. Like,
well, think of another reinforced idea: the fact that when the guy went to report of Doflamingo's defeat. And Akainu was enraged by that fact. I'm really thinking he's going to start planting into the Gorosei's head that these fucking warlords are inferior. They've not only been assisting these pirates like Straw Hat. The Straw Hats are clearly capable of defeating somebody of a warlord position. He's going to try to get them out. And they're gonna already see by the news, like how does a warlord get defeated by some ragtag bunch of rookie pirates?
Yeah, but you want to know the common trend that they're gonna notice? The one who's taking out all of the warlords is Monkey D. Luffy.
Right, the same guy that he tried to take out a Marine for that he knew it would be a problem in the future. He's like,
he's the problem now.
He's freaking a problem.
That's definitely a fact. And that's one of the reasons why I don't think Big Mom is necessarily going down, because I don't think she necessarily has to, because of the fact that it's just gonna give the Straw Hats more clout. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, even now they already have a bunch of clout, considering like they're recognizing now. Like before the beginning of the arc and stuff, they were like, there's a bunch of flies and stuff. Now it's like, okay, we shouldn't be underestimating them, and this is half the crew.
Yes, and it's about time that what's his name, had that talk with Montdor.
Tamago?
Yeah, he said that when he was talking to Montdor.
Yeah.
I'm like, it's about time. They've only wrecked half your territory.
And Stussy is recording all of this.
Yeah,
Stussy is recording every last action being taken place by these Straw Hat Pirates.
And then you know who else is doing that too, up close and personal? Big
Morgan's
news.
gonna tell it all.
Yeah,
Morgan, yep.
What's up?
Hey,
What's up, you Bobby Schmurder looking bitch?
How y'all doing?
Very
How y'all
good,
doing,
man.
Hey man, who
I haven't seen him
brought
so
this
long.
whole group of mouth ass nigga in here, man?
Hey, ain't nobody want to hear your yuck mouth ass, nigga. Shut your ass up, bro.
Group of
That's Bobby Schmurder,
you see how the nigga
so hot?
Wait, hold on. You see how the nigga hating on the American nigga? That's what I'm saying, bro. Nigga, as soon as a nigga walk in, niggas want to hate. It's alright, you know what I'm saying? They offended
Nigga look like he could eat a whole cheeseburger at once.
Man, how that money treat you, man? I know you was an extra in Black Panther, man. How that money treat you?
Wow.
Hey, you already know what it is, bro. I had to show it out for the continent, nigga. You know what I mean? I'm a tumble in these streets, boy.
Wow.
That nigga was
y'all can roast each other a little bit. Hold on. My man just got to the stream. Hold up. My man just got to the stream. Let me welcome the man. What's good, bro?
What's good? What's good? I enjoy that hate. Shout out to my fans in the stream, bro. I know how you niggas love to hate on me. It's all right.
Hey, man.
Shut your ugly ass up.
Is So, aka Hans, aka Moshi, aka whatever the hell you want to call the man,
aka Grouper Jaw.
God damn.
AKA Blurpleberry.
Hey, but before we get to man, hey, so bro, tell them about your channel real quick.
What?
Tell them about your channel real quick, man.
Hey, man, well, I just started my channel back up, just doing a lot of discussion videos up front. Gonna review obviously all the shit. So Kingdom, One Piece, Promised Neverland, just all the things you look for in the community. I'm your voice of reason, bro. So if you're interested in that, come follow me, nigga.
Yeah, right, man. You heard the man. But all right, man. Now that he pretty much stopped the other combo, he felt his loudness. Moving on.
Hey, I ain't started. Niggas started hating on the anointed, nigga. Blame them niggas. Don't blame me, bro.
That's my nigga, That's my nigga, bro. I mean, bro, you be making me hot sometimes just fucking talking to you. Cause you on that bullshit. But just still my nigga, bro.
How's it my fault when a nigga came in here with the shades on, feeling all good and shit, and niggas gonna hate that? Me?
Hey, keep saying everybody dropping their face. I think it's your time too.
Hell no. I told Say she could drop it, but look, man, I told you, nigga just got up.
Man, Keith, turn on the face cam, bro.
Nigga just got up.
Hey, Keith said don't want everybody to see them shotgun those nostrils he got.
That boy got that Uber damn.
Keith ain't know we gonna be violating his hands and shit. Nigga ain't sensitive out here, bro.
We gotta talk some One Piece. All right,
cool.
I came here to talk One Piece.
All right, moving on. What do we think?
Oh shit, what's good, Sage?
Hey, she said she got more nuts than most of these whole niggas in here. Man, goddamn.
Man, I don't know talk about Sage.
Nah, this nigga won't even show his face. His old
Hey, don't worry about my face.
Yo, that nigga Wallo look like Groot. Oh,
a drink. Now this nigga Wallo about to come on live. Just be like, she gave me a drink. That nigga ain't a
Hey, tighten up, bro. Tighten up.
Hey, moving on. What do y'all think that we gonna see from Dragon at the Reverie?
He's gonna declare war, man. I mean, that's kind of obvious at this point. Everyone's kind of.
I'm one of the few people who actually think Dragon not gonna show up. Man.
You really think so?
I just think it's too obvious. I think it's too obvious. I don't think Oda gonna go with that.
I mean, like
Dragon
to me, like
I want him to show up, man. I want that boy to pop in like Sasuke at the Five Kage Summit. I want that boy to.
I want it to happen. I want it to happen. I just don't see Oda going that route.
I feel like you're just trying to be contrarian, Steve-O. Like I feel what you're saying, but to me, it's like
Because sometimes I feel like the obvious route is acceptable, but in this case, I'm just like that'll just be like we saw that coming from miles away. We saw that coming from Logtown, nigga. As soon as we found out about the reverie, we knew that the leader of the revolutionaries was going to invade the reverie at some point.
I mean, I didn't see the shit coming from Logtown, but I mean, I think it's once we saw that the nigga was calling all of his commanders. And in conjunction with the reverie coming up, like I feel like that's too much for me to be like, nah, no way. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because there's some people speculating that he's gonna take Shirahoshi or BD and all this type of shit.
Yeah, I mean, the other things you gotta look at is that, like, if the warlord system does go down, right? I think Dragon's setting up to a point where like he knows that everything is going against what the world government wants. And once the three great powers are done, what the hell? What? Anyways, but in regards to that, it's like, you know, if he sees an opportunity where the world government are kind of like, you know, on like the ropes and stuff, why not go in there and finish it? Like,
hey, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
All right, cool.
To answer your question, guys, I guess
about the reverie,
the reason in there could be that if their power is too overwhelming, then why take that chance, you know?
I mean, they are, but I'm saying like the support system and stuff. Because from there, like, he can just go and kill off a few people and stuff. And like, I mean, the only thing that can stop is the admirals or like even Akainu being there, which I think, you know, would be dope if we had a clash between like him and Akainu
and see what the story is.
I mean, I would have. Yeah. I've been screaming like for the last couple of months that at the reverie, like the whole purpose of the reverie, this like that's coming up is going to be to remove the Shichibukai system. Like I think Oda's kind of just been like he talked about like that idea.
That's what we were talking about before you came in preaching.
The reverie now. I feel like it's like, and it's because he dropped this comment talking about how the Shichibukai a lot longer than he wanted it to be. So like taking all of those things into effect, like I feel like that's the main thing that's going to come out of the reverie. Like the Shichibukai system is going to be gone. So, I mean, what do y'all think about that? Y'all agree with me? Disagree?
I would like to see it happen.
I mean, I think it is.
Yeah.
I mean, I got a whole crazy theory about that, about Fujitora defecting and joining like the Blackbeard pirates and shit.
Then drop it, man.
Revolutionaries.
That's interesting because a lot of people I know talk about him joining the revolutionaries, but the Blackbeard, that's interesting. Yeah. Okay.
I mean, I've talked to like Grim about it, and Grim says that like the Shichibukai system is gone, right? Like the world government will not. It's essentially like it's like the world government is going to get weaker. Like what is the?
Boy, you in the Matrix.
For real.
Hey, bro, you lost the rules, bro.
Niggas in the sky.
Yu-Gi-Oh! If you don't know the rules.
Yeah, he's in the Skyland, man.
Shadow Realm.
Y'all can hear me?
Is that lagging a bit? Yeah.
You can hear me?
You need to get off that damn Boost Mobile, nigga.
I'm on the highway right now. Ain't nobody got time for you.
Then why?
Me and Grim were having a conversation.
So wait, what other question you had? Is that just, or are you gonna kind of just go down the list of whoever's opinions about Dragon Reveal?
Honestly, I want to know exactly like what y'all think he's going to do, because people say he's going to just come and fuck everything up. Some people think he's going to come and be civilized. Some people think he's going to steal Shirahoshi. Someone think he's gonna be a major death in the Navy.
Still, sure.
Okay, so let me say this then, because I just want to make sure everybody gets their opinions out, because I don't want niggas to be bouncing back and forth with their arguments. Like I want to get everybody's opinion out. So mine is because Dragon wasn't there when Blackbeard showed up, because I know he wasn't there. If that nigga Blackbeard showed up and Dragon was there, then that's gonna look real bad on Dragon's part. But I believe he wasn't there, and he's pretty much was about to crash this reverie. That's what he was about. He wasn't even there when that situation with Blackbeard happened. And
Daddy wasn't there.
Yeah, that's what I think.
Yeah, I was gonna factor too. Like Ivankov had like that meeting. Remember that cover page that shows like him like having that preparing like a meeting or something was going on. So I can only see that he was preparing for like Dragon to be there, and then they can just rendezvous afterwards straight to the reverie. You know.
Right.
Hey, well, I'm about to have to get off because my phone about to die.
But I just want to say, I think Dragon will be there. Like, I think he'll be there to voice his opinion, like on how, like, cause you know, like how all the world leaders are there. I think he want to be there to like fucking expose the Marines, like, and if shit do get hot, he gonna wreck shit. But it's more along the lines of like, nigga, this is fucked up, and I'm gonna tell you why it's fucked up. You know what I'm saying? I got my soapbox now, nigga. I'm here. You feel me?
I ain't no boxer, nigga. Fuck out of here.
All right. What about the rest of you guys?
But I'm out, y'all.
All right.
Appreciate that.
So it's good.
Like I kind of agree with that, just because I mean, back in Lawtown, he said the world was
like,
what's up, Sage?
Go ahead, Sage. My bad.
What's the question? Because I've totally lost track. Like, I remember we were talking about the Reverie.
Right. Okay. The question is, what do you think that Dragon's plan is for it?
Oh, I don't think he's planning on
Like
turning
him-
up. Because why would he? Why would he go to the place where all of the security is and all of the leaders of those countries are, when he's got a good opportunity to take over those places where he's been planning coup d'etats?
Can I answer that?
Yeah,
I think that's a good point. Like, I think, like, from all we know about Dragon, especially with Sabo, like, when we saw Sabo again, realized he was alive, we knew at that point that Sabo was not allowed to interfere with the Marines or engage with the Marines in any sort of battle. And I think with the Reverie upcoming and all of these players coming in, so VV, Crocodile, King Riku from fucking Dressrosa, all of them niggas, when they are all sitting at Reverie and Crocodile brings up the poneglyphs, and maybe, just maybe, the Dressrosa and King Isabella and all of them niggas talk about the shit, the Shichibukai system, how they've been fucked over. I think in that moment, Dragon, by calling all of his commanders together, will now then go on to the offensive, declaring war at Reverie, and then if the world system, for example, if the Shichibukai system isn't abolished, then in turn the countries that were aggrieved by the world government's actions of like having this whole system, they will then defect and then join the revolutionaries. So whatever, that's why I think he's gonna be there. Like, I think it's going. To me, like, there's way too many, like, there's too many storylines converging at once.
Yeah. Especially when the things are going for the world government, it's kind of going like backwards for them. Like, they think they're pushing forward, but then all those things are pushing back. That's like, again, Dragon has to take the opportunity. If he sees something where he should like swing on sight, like, you got to take it. No.
I mean, as I say, like, I think that there's more opportunity for him to plant, because one of I think it was an SBS once said something around the lines of there are coup d'etats happening all over the world, not just the one that Nami reads out over the newspaper. And I feel like that's meant to be alluding to the fact that these coup d'etats are going to be a plot point. And I feel like the reason that Luffy's seen Dragon's face recently is because we're going to have some content with Dragon, but I'm not sure if that's going to be him at Reverie. I feel like that's, to me, could be more likely to do with him appearing in these coup d'etats. But as I say, that's just how I see it. And I do now understand, like, your perspective a bit better. So, but yeah, I just...
if
it was me planning a revolution, I wouldn't show up at the stronghold of Marijois. Like, I'd be like, right, it's an opportune moment for me to take over all of my coup d'etat plans.
I mean, like, for me personally, like, I see what you're saying. But like, for me, it just comes down to, like, if the revolutionaries don't start engaging with the world government directly at any point in the story, like, I feel like it's a kind of like a now or never sort of thing. Like, we've heard all of these things about the revolutionaries leading into the time skip, and now that these events are coming into fruition, like, it would be very surprising for me to not get any sort of action from the revolutionaries, like, directly going against the world government. Like, I think it's been a little too long for them not to declare war outright.
Yeah.
If I'm being
I
honest.
was also gonna say this too because we're going back to like the whole thing with Luffy seeing like Dragon's face. Have you guys know by the name of Sandman on Twitter? He kind of realized. Like,
Yeah.
So if you guys saw that recent post he had regarding like about Luffy's birth and stuff, because like he was talking about like who characters he wants to do flashbacks or like backstories about, and he was talking about Garp and Dragon, and one of the things he was talking about was like Luffy's like birth and stuff. And I'm thinking, well, if Luffy never saw his face, it makes sense because like the way I see it being pictured out, and I thought this was before with like King Recon, is that like there's gonna be a scenario where we're gonna see like we're gonna go dive into the past and see like how Luffy show up at Fuchsia Village, because I truly don't believe what we saw the earliest of him with Shanks is everything we know about his past and stuff. Like we have to know like how he got there, how was he born, the mom, and all that stuff. And I think like we're probably gonna go into like a flashback there. We're gonna see Dragon and possibly with the mom and stuff. Now my thing is I think the mom might be a celestial dragon. And that Dragon, of course, being part of the D's. And when they find out about the voice century, like the history and stuff went down back in the day, instead of the trope where the mom and dad are always going to be on the same side for good and everything, the mom chose to stay with evil because she wants to be with her bloodline. And when she found she conceived a child that's half D and half celestial dragon, she was going to try to kill that child, to where Dragon ended up taking Luffy from there and sent him to Fuchsia Village and put like an anonymous name or something so that they wouldn't be able to track him from there.
Oh.
I mean, I've never like.
Damn. That's different. Good one.
That was tight.
Nah, that's a real good one.
I really like that last.
Because then the thing, because then it will also bring the mystery. Could that be his real name? Because again, if Dragon looks nothing like me, because again, you never actually saw him. Like as an infant, you're not gonna remember how your parents are gonna look and stuff. Like half like not even a year old. So that could also be the thing. And because he only said I only knew Garp during that time. And the thing is too, what kind of supports this too is that how Dragon and Garp have some kind of contact with each other. Because I was going back and looking like, Stephen Paul, who does the translations for Viz Media for One Piece. One of the things he wrote down was like in the translation when Garp was talking about Dragon, he's like, how did you know that I was in Logtown? And in the translation it says, oh, I heard from your father. So what that means is that between Logtown and before the events of like the end of Enies Lobby, they had some sort of like kind of conversation together. So it clearly shows that like Dragon and Garp still talk from time to time, even though it's not been shown the story. But that kind of gives the thing that they are keeping in contact, because again, who would Dragon have to give Luffy to ensure his safety? His father, right? So Garp, that's why Garp has
down the emotion.
Yeah,
that's crazy. Also, what's up, Miraz? Thank you for joining us.
Yo, Miraz.
Yeah, how's it going, Miraz?
Yo, what's up? Sorry, my bad.
What up?
Yeah, no, that's a fire ass theory, Laz. I mean, like the only thing I would ask is like what would make a celestial like because Dragon technically is a commoner, correct? So like what would make a celestial, like from everything we know about a celestial, like them niggas wear like fucking like spacesuits just to not breathe the same air as basic niggas. You know what I'm saying? So what would make her even consider like getting with a common person like Dragon?
Well, the thing is, and I kind of believe this to myself until we actually see it, but you know how like in history they always want to change the narrative so it goes against like what was actually happening in history. I think the D's were actually evil. I think something took place back then where the D's actually were going for their own like gain, and what the world government at the time, what they were trying to do was trying to be for good, and the D something happened where they did something crazy. They were considered kind of evil, and then from there it's like the world government, like whoever the betrayer was for the D, because again, they kind of stated like like who's going to betray whom and stuff when they're talking about the D's. So there could have been someone there who screwed up everything from that point, and from there, like when the D clan fell and the world government was kind of created. From there, because again, I still think the world government has that information. They knew what happened.
100%.
And then when you believe, it's like if your husband is someone who's with the enemy that try to screw over your people and stuff, you would go against them regardless. Because then because again, we're looking from the perspective of the celestial dragons are evil. We're not looking at the perspective of the D's could be evil as well. Because we're thinking like if Luffy's a D, he's good. If Law's a D, he's good. If Dragon's a D, he's possibly good.
Because they were just they're always talking about the natural enemies of the celestial dragons. So it could very well be.
Could it be? Les, could it be that actually like the marshals are the bad ones?
And that's what I was going to say. It could be the Marshall, because they don't know who that guy is. Again, I still think too it could be a descendant from the Marshall clan that could have screwed everything up, that put them in that bad light. But again, it could be the D's like are evil. But again, like that's what happened with the Marshall family. They kind of went and hide themselves in the shadows so that way people wouldn't know. So that's could be a possibility.
Once a snake, always a snake. That's just his DNA.
I mean, like, but I agree with what you just said. Like, I've always been under the impression, like, once we find out about the world history, it's not going to be as simple as like the government is bad and the D's are good. Like I think it's going to be both sides were fucked up and whatever.
But listen, I mean, you can't paint no celestial dragon and no good. Like these niggas ride on niggas like they donkeys.
That been saying like that could also be from like after 800 years, like the people coming down the line in like the family tree and stuff. Their mindsets are probably gonna be warped. Like if you go with Game of Thrones and you see like back in the day, like the families and stuff were actually good, and then all of a sudden there's a change and stuff as history comes through, and then like those people that we thought were good weren't actually good and stuff.
Well, it wasn't all along those lines. It happened over time.
Yeah, like exactly. Like it could be good from the start and bad evil afterwards.
Like I think it's more or less, bro. They like all the D's was once a noble branch of a family. You know what I'm saying? And then they didn't agree with the ways that the other branches was moving, and they got exiled. That's why they're the natural enemy of them.
Yeah, the other idea I was kind of tossing up too is that what if both sides were good? Think of it like almost like, I hate bringing Naruto up into this any conversation, but think of like with Hashirama and Madara. They both wanted good. Like it was two sides that wanted good, but something that took place that caused one side to turn, and that caused like a riffle afterwards into like both sides. And then after time and stuff, things changed because the D's again went into hiding. The Celestial Dragons thought that they were the shit, so things started changing up afterwards, and then they slowly went from being this neutral side to going becoming evil. By the time we get to like the very present timeline,
I mean, yeah, I've been thinking about just like the idea of the world history and like the void century in general, and my only question, I guess, out of like examining the whole situation is whether it's fair to say that with the rise of the world government and the fall of the D's, that in consequence pirates became this thing as to like handle the D, like just handle how like the fall of the D, or do you think like pirates always existed but were never really a problem until the family of D fell?
Yeah, I think that like if anything, pirates are probably their own people and stuff. It's just a D clan again, like was stated before in the stream. Like they're more of an honorable clan and stuff. So like again, like some of those people eventually migrated and became pirates, because pirates is like almost like a job, or like I wouldn't say a job, but like more of like a role that you serve and stuff. Whereas like a noble clan is something you're born by rights. You aren't born to be a pirate, kind of, unless like you grew up on that lifestyle and stuff.
Mm-hmm. I mean, I also asked this question because Sawyer came out with a video about the Shichibukai fallen, and then in his argument, he argued that why would the world government recognize the Yonko as a system of power? And I wonder if that is a result of the fall of D. That maybe, if the D was this noble family and they fell, that those people, the remnants of that family, then became another position of power on the seas. What do you think about it?
I would say that was a possibility. Even then too with the Yonko, like again, them being a 3-grade power, it could like, because you also like kind of ask a question to another question. Do you guys think that there were more like the position of Yonko? Is it something that's been recent or something that's been going back since the day of time with the world government?
I think
I have no idea.
I think it's been established.
Yeah, it's been established since time. Because the only thing I can say is
it don't really make sense to me for it to just start with this current generation.
I think that shit is something that came about after Roger's fall.
That's what I think as well.
After Roger's fall, yeah, that's what I was gonna say too.
Yeah,
because there's to me like I've looked and there's nothing that even implies that there was a Yonko system before Roger. Because even when he was going, even when he was going up against Big Mom, like it wasn't even like she worded it that way. You know what I'm saying? And that's the only thing I find fucking weird. Like, there's no
but once again, you got to realize there was a lot of turmoil going on back then with those pirates, because they were strong, definitely, don't get me wrong.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But remember, it wasn't a whole bunch of them like it is now. Remember, once he took that podium and talked about One Piece and Raftel and all that shit like that, everybody flooded the seas. It was a whole outbreak of piracy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's why they put these things in position to slow that shit down.
Yeah, and I was gonna say too. I was gonna say real quick, because even too, like they don't have the Yonko's position itself. Like again, during that back in the time, we could have had 4 pirates that were taking territories and stuff, but they were never called the Yonko. They just had a whole bunch of territory. And then after that point, when like think of like let's say LeBron James like were to retire, who would be like the next like guy to be like considered like the face of the NBA? You have 4 of these guys prior to like while he was on top that were considered like the next cast, and when that guy fell afterwards, those are the next 4 that you look at as like to hold up that position that were kind of equals and stuff. So I could see something where like they actually had other pirates that claimed territory before Roger's era and stuff, but after his passing, it's like you need someone to hold that establishment. And you look at the 4 strongest at the time: Whitebeard, Big Mom, Kaido, and then of course Shanks coming into the mix afterwards. Or unless again before Shanks there was probably somebody else there maybe, but.
Yeah, I can see that where they don't have the title, they don't have the names, Yonko.
Yeah,
but I just don't see why there would never be an establishment where you have the greatest pirates aren't recognized as the greatest, even if you don't call them the Yonko. Everybody recognizes that these are the 4 or 5 strongest.
It's like in the NBA when you call out superstar.
Yeah. Here's the thing though, like because I actually. Because this is Shoya's argument, not mine, but I'm sympathetic to it because I like it a lot. Like his argument, like I agree with you that maybe there were 4 pirates that existed that were, legends and ruled the seas but never had the title. But the title came from the world government. And once Roger passed away, that the world government with this new influx of pirates could not handle that overload. So they created and recognized the 4 Yonko so that pirates then would essentially cannibalize themselves, and then they can handle the little scraps around the edges. You know what I'm saying?
I don't know, because I don't see how to giving them a title changes anything, because it's not like they give them name or status. They just get, I mean, not name. It's not like they give them power or status. They just giving them a name. So I don't see how that changes the way they
in a way it gives them a bullseye.
But this is the thing though. This is the thing. It's been happening like y'all saying. But at the same time, it never had it wasn't a direct system that they called it by. You know what I'm saying? But then at that point in time as well, there wasn't as much pirates. Now it's an overflood. You know what I'm saying? There's too much of them.
Remember too.
That's why they call it balancing powers.
Yeah.
Not even that. Like I think because again, Sawyer made this point where he said it's weird that when Shanks comes to stop the war, he has all of this amount of respect from top niggas in the Marines. You know what I'm saying? That were just, and like you can argue, oh well, the Marines were tired and just didn't want to waste any more life. But the fact that someone that they recognize can have so much clout to top niggas in the Marines, and they're even willing to stop a whole war against another Yonko, like I think that, it's I don't know, like it doesn't make sense to me. Like if you brand these people as your enemy, right? And you say your whole mission as a government, as a Marine force, is to protect the world from these niggas, but then these niggas is in your midst and you don't do shit because you respect them. That you giving them that title is more in
that's
your
a great point.
and then to your detriment. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, that's a great point. You know what?
I was just saying, because not to mention the Yonko as well, because even when they have their own territory too, remember they're protecting people as well. Because again, upcoming pirates and stuff can start invading their cities and shit, start killing people. So even then, it's like even though they it's their territory again, they want to try and protect it because they want to keep that that's my territory. You ain't gonna run up in here and start shooting up the place and then you running shit. So even for the world government, for them to see that's a 3-great power, yeah, they're like a protection force, but for their own thing. But for the balance of the world, chaos, you need that.
And another thing is, y'all got to remember, bro, this whole shit that going on right now, this is Akainu's doing. He took the HQ and planted that bitch in the New World.
Yeah.
That shit wasn't like that before, bro. You feel me? It was a balance of power. Them boys controlled the New World, and they just watch everything on the outside. If you think you're strong enough to go in the New World, okay, go ahead and get faded, and you're going to be coming right back.
Yeah.
That's how it was.
Let me say this, so if you just pan back to like a normal society of people where they were all living happily amongst each other, eventually there will come a time where there will be one side that'll of course rise in power, authority, likeliness, and popularity that will be able to do more for the whole entire countryside. You can say that's the Mary Joas, that's the royal families and the nobles. And eventually they're going to be bringing down so much hatred and pain to all the other people that they divide and try to get. And think about us as American people. Like when we keep getting oppressed, we'll try to make our own way and try to get our own territories and try to stick up and defend for ourselves. And that's what pirates started to come out and form their own little groups to start taking over territories and get things they wanted through force and through their own strength instead of relying on a system of government or power, which is what the world government started to happen. remember, this is a shonen. Like, you may got these crazy theories, and they're pretty much maybe right, but remember, a lot of this stuff is going to try to follow from almost a real-life setting of how position of power shifts the entire world through a different, class of people. And, eventually we'll see who was right and wrong, but remember, they're all wrong in their own way. Like, still a pirate is wrong, the Mary Joys are wrong, but they're still right in what they're doing too, and why Garp is still with the Marines, because even though his sons or grandsons may be doing what they think is right, he still thinks that, you have to follow a order or a rule, because rules still help keep us in line, or else we all go into crazy monkeys, and that's what, this whole shit's about. Like, Monkey D. Luffy, I ain't saying that as a theory, but I'm just saying, like, that's what I think about those situations. It's not as deep and complex as we all.
Yeah, but at the same time, you can't deny the fact that, like, bruh, the Marines actually thought they don't want no static with the Yonkos, bro, because it was a balance of power. You feel me? Like, they wasn't looking for it. Remember, Whitebeard was coming for Ace, so that's why it was about to be that war. You feel me? He was coming to get Ace back.
My whole thing,
and them boys wasn't opposed to taking Ace because Blackbeard brought him. Okay, cool.
My whole thing too, it's just the fact that the Yonko as a system is even capable of grabbing land. You know what I'm saying? Like literally, their whole messaging is, we are the Marines, we protect you from pirates, but yet you have 4 major niggas that consistently take land. Why is that?
Wait, could constantly take land like control territories?
Correct.
Yeah,
territories, and they'll have a little military base on that.
Area. Obviously, it didn't just pop up overnight. You feel me? Like, they allowed these niggas to accumulate land at a startling pace, and then they eventually got to the point that they are now. And I cannot fathom why they would allow something like that to happen. Other than to combat the rise of just an influx of pirates. That's the only reason why I could even entertain that idea.
Yo, I just gave them the rundown, bro, because we seen from Crocodile Strong what happened. He went to the New World, challenged Whitebeard, got faded. Where he went? Back to Paradise. You see the dude who begging, let us go, we want to go back to Paradise, and crying and shit, wanting to go back, bro, nigga. The Marines was letting these boys. Oh, all right, y'all think y'all strong? Go ahead.
So pretty much,
Virgo.
in a sense, they're just letting all the pirates get there just because they know nobody's gonna be able to find the One Piece.
I don't know. I've asked just to ask, what's the topic real quick? What's the topic at hand? So I can guess real quick.
Damn, Jordan. Jordan with the cutoff.
Right now.
Bro, I've been doing this BC stuff, bro. I'm probably Monkey D. I've been doing this BC stuff.
No, we just talking about
basically elaborating on Yonko and basically why they're even in place.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But who was saying? Somebody was saying a point that was good as shit. Who was this?
It's Monkey D.
No, not you. Somebody else was talking before you.
Monkey D.
Oh, was it? Yes.
Yeah.
Point, bro.
Yeah. I forgot what I was saying, fam.
Shit, I before him. I was talking about the whole fact that they would send them boys, like the Marines are literally letting people go to the New World, and they're getting sent back they getting their ass beat by these Yonkos or they crew. You feel me? They come running from begging for Paradise because these niggas is showing them, nigga, this ain't where y'all want to be. Don't come over here talking about y'all looking for some One Piece. Y'all just some old ragtag new niggas. We've been born this way.
Mm-hmm. And, so that's back to what I was saying about how that's what's pretty much that's why they probably see them as a power structure, because at the end of the day they're stopping anybody else from finding the One Piece, and they themselves can't take each other out, so they can't find it themselves. So the government secrets is safe. So pretty much that's why I could see why they recognize them as a structure of power.
I mean, but you're arguing my point for me. Like, it's not a necessity. Like, to me, it's not a necessity of just letting niggas know, putting a bullseye on them. Like, they need the Yonkos to exist to make their jobs easier. Like, I think that. Like,
nah.
West Levin. I was
arguing you, though. I was just stating my point, like my view on it. I'm not arguing you.
Oh,
right. I guess my two cents to it. My thing is that Yonko are there because, one, like y'all said,
they're there as a deterrent from new niggas just going in to the new world thinking they can do anything, so that stopping new niggas from being pirates or deterring niggas from being pirates or further their careers. But also, too, is just because these niggas are just those niggas. Like the Marine, like we see with the Marines and the world government, if they want to stop you, they will stop you. But the thing is, with these niggas, they just can't do anything with these niggas. Like, so it's like, since y'all already in place, like we don't let y'all do what y'all do, because the thing is, you saw what even Akainu, he doesn't give a fuck about anybody, but even he knows that he can't really, like, just by himself or what the forces he has or as command, can't just go into New World and just wreck shit, because shit would get fucked up. So like these niggas are just there. It's pretty much just like, it's one is, like you said, a deterrent, but then two, they're just there pretty much to just pretty much keep the balance of the world. Just because if one of these niggas or even two of these niggas try to combine forces or even try to make some kind of partnership or anything, that's gonna fuck shit up for the Marines and everybody else. Yeah, that's gonna fuck shit up for everybody else.
We heard as soon as Dofi went down in the New World, the nigga gave a whole good ass speech about how these niggas just broke the power structure.
Right.
And now shit about to get chaotic.
It's not even that. Like, to me, like, that's more of just like this, like, Luffy and Law's, like, not even Luffy, like, just how crazy Law's plan was, because Law knew what the fuck he was doing, yo.
Oh yeah, facts.
Like,
no, but listen, but it has more. It's bigger than that. Because listen, this nigga Law didn't anticipate to beat him, so what he was trying to do was set Kaido in motion. You feel me?
100%. Yeah, 100%.
That's why I said it's bigger than just that. Yeah, you feel me, nigga? I think this nigga was trying to put Kaido in motion.
Right.
Yeah, the thing that really fucked it up was Fujitora. Like, if Fujitora wasn't there, it would have been a different story. Like, Fujitora choosing not to get engaged and then bowing at these niggas at the end, like, really fucked everything over.
But there's something I'm trying to figure out about this whole system and stuff, right?
Right.
Because this all been from the for Yonko versus the world government, all that other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Now, it's something I'm trying to figure out. Is this, so you telling me for like 800 years, y'all been running shit. And all of a sudden, about 20, 30 years ago, y'all just hand over power to 4 random people for no apparent reason, when y'all just ran shit. Y'all had 100% of the world on lock. Nobody ain't try y'all. But all of a sudden, you just give random
That's the point.
4 people power. Then you give 7 more people on top of that power.
That's right.
But Wayne, you got to remember what happened 20 years ago. What happened 20 years ago? Like, that's what I'm saying. Look, he ran through the New World. I mean, matter of fact, he ran through the whole world, sailed the whole shit, right?
Twice.
Yeah, but no, let me get to it. I didn't get to the twice part. Look, he did it the first time.
No, we said once. He said first time.
He did it the first time. Then he found out about the poneglyphs and shit, and started getting into that whole history and started reading. And now he wanted to go back and figure all of this shit out. When he went back and figured all this shit out, he compiled all this. Now he know what's going on. You feel me? So then he set it in motion. When it got executed, said it. He set all these other people in motion. Now you got an overflood of pirates.
No, we talking about niggas like Whitebeard, Big. We talking about niggas like Roger, Whitebeard, Big, all the old niggas.
But that's my point. Listen, back then it wasn't like, nigga, it wasn't bot that, bro. Back then,
yeah, niggas wasn't.
It wasn't like nobody was searching for poneglyphs and shit like that.
Yeah, no, let me
that we know of. You feel me? We know that Roger went and did it.
Let me just back up this nigga Wallow point, because like we can't speculate on the things from, like, you know, pre-Void Century and then Void Century. You know what I'm saying? Like
anything past Roger, we don't know.
But we don't know. But when we look at, we saw very specifically Roger's introduction, technically, right? With him with the straw hat, right? And I've always found this weird, that what he says too rarely to get him to join his crew is, let's flip this world upside down. And that to me implies that there were, like, that to me, like, it didn't seem like there was any sort of structure on the seas. That things that Whitebeard were doing, and Roger and Shiki, and even to a sense Big Mom, was unprecedented in terms of the world's history. And that's why, as a result of his actions and Whitebeard's actions and Shiki's actions and Big Mom's actions, that we are now enmeshed in the state of the world that we are in now. Because as a consequence of what them niggas did, we have all of these systems now in place.
Facts, yeah. See that, yeah, that can get behind that. It's like what Wing was saying. We know the world government was running shit for a long ass time, and they're not gonna give shit up easily. So I'm trying to think as far as I guess when the Yonko system was made, as far as when the niggas was quote unquote Yonko, or when they actually made the system itself to I guess make the balances and checks for these niggas. So you gotta think at least made pretty much 10 niggas total to check four people. They made the 3 admirals and the warlords just to check these four pirates, just because they were that strong of niggas.
I don't. No. I don't think they needed that. They created the 4 Yonko system because of those 4 niggas. I think they created the Yonko system after Roger's death. That once Roger died and all of these pirates came to fruition and started flooding the seas, the government had an option.
Yeah.
Do we throw all of our forces and to try and quell all of these new niggas coming into the sea? Or do we diffuse this power? Do we then initiate a system where there are 4 niggas that are all vying for the same thing that rule a certain section of the whole world that we will ourselves will barely operate in until obviously until Akainu took over, but before then they barely operated in the New World, right? So they as a response they were like, look, let's make the pirates cannibalize each other. We will take real strong niggas and say, look, we give you freedom as long as when we need you, you come to our beck and call, and at the same turn, we are going to recognize these 4 people, and that if you need to become Pirate King, you must first be better than those 4 niggas.
Yeah. I also say too, in regards to the 4 Yonko as well, we can even say that they're put them all together, right? Their recognition and fame and stuff is equivalent to that of Rogers, or at least a little bit under Rogers. Because then, when he was there, he was kind of the force for the Yonko. How the system with 3 great powers, you take away the Yonkos and stuff. Roger is what represented for the pirates, pretty much. They're that spot. So the 4 Yonkos are pretty much what make up for Roger's departure, pretty much.
Right. Also, to add this too, we say it's a double-edged sword with the government letting niggas go to the New World. You gotta think. Say some strong ass dude who makes it to the past the Grand Line, past the New World a little bit, meets Yonko, but can't beat him, but then decides to join them. We say it's like a double-edged sword to giving these niggas strong niggas in their crew. Per se.
It wasn't because the whole point, bro. They gave them niggas the New World. They gave that to them. Remember, they had no base out there. You had the little G5 where Virgo then was stationed.
There wasn't no real. Virgo wasn't even with him. You know what I'm saying? He wasn't
even. That's what I'm saying. Look, you had little stations. You had little stations where the Marines were stationed at, bro, and shit like that in the New World, where there's probably some strong Marines and shit. But at the same time, there was no Marine HQ. The headquarters wasn't there for the simple fact. But that was for the Yonko to deal with, bro. Look, they are putting their faith on the fact that these niggas are strong enough to deter anything that come on them seas.
No.
I don't think it's a double-edged sword. Just real quick, I don't think it's a double-edged sword because that's just a consequence of being a pirate. You gonna run into some strong ass niggas and them niggas may just fuck with you. You feel me? But I think to deal with that, to deal with that, so Yonkos don't just overgrow and inflate in size. They created the Shichibukai system. They was just here are these incentives. If you are worthy, real worthy, because the Shichibukai themselves, individually, are all fucking threatening to the world government.
Right. They are, but listen, how much of them operated in the New World, bro? Most of them was operating outside of that.
That's my point, but that's only as a consequence of the incentives that the Marine was dangling in front of these niggas. But if that system did not exist, Grim would argue with this again. This is Grim's point, but that the world government would be weaker because the pirate side would be overinflated of just imagine if Jim
it would. It definitely would.
All of them niggas just joined underneath, Mihawk with Shanks and fucking Jinbei with Whitebeard and all. You know what I'm saying?
Because they destroy niggas.
Right, but I guess to my point, I guess on my end, I guess to me, what I'm saying is you got niggas X Drake, niggas fucking you see Apu and them niggas I said let's say double. So I said niggas with X Drake and Apu and them niggas who just either go to join a Yonko or meet a Yonko and either to get down or lay down with these niggas. That's what I'm saying. Like, is that what you say? Like, you say it's kind of like a double-edged sword for the Marines, like the government, to like say like, hey, you can go to the New World and get fighterized, but at the same time, also they get fighterized and may join the crew and then grow within the crew. So like you have niggas like motherfucking, for instance, like motherfucking Ace, who happens to saying meet motherfucking Whitebeard and grow within the Whitebeard pirates. Now Ace is a threat now to the government. That's what I'm saying.
Especially being white.
But that's something they prepared for.
Yeah,
They
exactly.
prepared for that. That's why they're still bolstering their side as well.
So
They're still trying to grow their side as well. But
Like,
the thing about that whole shit is like you gotta look at it like, bro, this ain't like it's the way they got the shit set up. You feel me? Back then we knew there wasn't that much pirates. You want to know how? They sent niggas at these, bro. Garp. Like how much times do we hear about the Marines taking on Big Mom, Kaido, or Shanks and them? You don't hear about that because it ain't happening. But back then, they was sending niggas, Garps and Goku and them boys, they was going at Whitebeard and what's his name all the time. They was always fighting them because it wasn't that much pirates like those ones. It wasn't a whole bunch of beastly niggas like those. You feel me? And they was at that point in time, it wasn't an overflux on the seas of pirates. So they could go after them. Now it's just way too many. And then listen, if you take
hold on, you brought up the whole Ace thing, and I think that's a real good point. But with Ace, like yes, Ace could have grown to be, and once Whitebeard died, could have taken over and been a real fucking problem, right? But with these incentives, it allows for like niggas like Blackbeard, right? Who still have ambition, you know what I'm saying? Who were weak in the beginning, but like stayed underneath the Yonko and got stronger. It gives them the opportunity to fuck over the pirate side themselves in return for their own sort of self-motivation and self-drive. And I think that is like the genius part about the Shichibukai system in whole. Because you really even like I guess even if you're a part of a crew, you really can't trust the niggas that you're with because them niggas are still pirates at the end of the day. I think the Shichibukai system plays into the nature of a pirate by every mean, and that's why it's such a good system.
Yeah, I can see that. I can see what you said. I can see that. Again, my thing is
and then go ahead, bro.
No, I was gonna say my whole thing. Yeah, I'm not knocking what y'all saying. I agree with y'all what I was saying. I would say my whole thing is I feel like it's a double-edged sword. It more so benefits the pirates than the actual government itself. Because again, like I say, we see with Blackbeard, nigga use them niggas just to come up fucking Yonko and pretty much to get what he wanted. Same with Dofi. Dofi used them niggas just to hide so he can know and do what he did undercover. And like again, like you let new dudes go to the new world to try to quote unquote fight against Yonko or like make I guess further their careers as a pirate and a crew, but then niggas meet the Yonko and then you see what happened with fucking Kid, motherfucking Apu and fucking ex Drake. They all joined Kaido or got their ass beat down. So it's like again, I should say like as far as like it's an incentive to like go ahead and be a warlord or just be someone for the government. But at the same time, I feel it helps bolsters I guess the pirates of New World because you can get niggas team up or join a more powerful crew, which will help bolster that crew, which makes it harder for.
Let me explain to you why that's not a bad thing. It's not a bad thing when that happens because you don't want the Yonko to fall. You don't. If any one of them four fall, you know what happens? More chaos. They don't want that because then more pirates gonna say, "Oh shit, that nigga just did that, bro. Man, let's go ahead and try to fight and claim some of that territory."
Facts.
It was chaos when that nigga died.
Yeah.
It was chaos, bro. But you know who was there to clean up shop?
Yeah,
OP ass nigga named Blackbeard. Yeah, you feel me?
Facts.
Yeah.
And he already knew most of the territory anyway.
Yeah, he knew all of us.
So he did it. He did it. But that's what I'm saying. He did it swiftly.
Yeah,
that's the only reason why.
He already had a plan in place for years, planning everything out meticulously.
I mean, I ain't even gonna act like it's not a detriment to the world government because that's why I argue that the Shichibukai system should be gone. You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
Because if the Shichibukais were just pirates and they, merged with Yonko crews, then like the government with just like the vice admirals will rise and we get to see a lot of them niggas, which all of us all want. You know what I'm saying? So that's just a benefit. And two, we've seen how the Shichibukai system has fucked them over continuously. You know what I'm saying? Like Blackbeard embarrassed them on a national scale, like in front of in front of the entire world. You know what I'm saying?
Doflamingo.
Well, Doflamingo's an interesting case because Doflamingo, even if the Shichibukai system didn't exist, they probably wouldn't touch him either.
Because he's Celestial Dragon.
Even though they'll capture him, they'll be like, all right, y'all fuck with me one more damn time. I'm gonna go tell everybody.
Honestly, I don't even think they would even try to attack him. They would it would be someone else who would have to take him down.
It wasn't even the fact
they already sent Suru.
Remember that they don't even consider him a Celestial Dragon much anymore. They weren't afraid of that. It was the fact that he knows the secret that he was hinting at during Dressrosa, that he knew, and he threatened to exploit it, and that's why they let him do what he did.
That's how he was able to change the news.
Yeah, exactly. I forgot what it was, but he's like the secret thing that they're hiding in Mary Jo.
It's like their national treasure or some shit like that.
Bro, he knows secrets about shit because he was a Celestial Dragon.
Yeah,
he had access to all that information. So he knows shit. He knows shit that nobody at his level should know.
But
that's why I argue like he's a weird case.
But as far as the Shichibukai system disappearing, I think if Fujitora is at the reverie, it's definitely going to be brought up. I think Oda set that up from Dressrosa that he wants to do that, and it's obviously going to be brought up during the reverie.
Man, it was set up before that, bro. Akainu it was set up since Akainu was introduced, bro. He do not like pirates.
The problem that's gonna arise is, right, like Garp says this at the post Aeneas lobby. He says the warlord system, the Yonkos, and the world Marines, world government, what do you want to call them? It all exists. Those three people exist in place to hold the balance of the world. If any of them tip, like Yusai said, it will throw the world into chaos. If the warlord system, because the warlord system basically keeps the Marines in check with the four Yonkos. So if the warlord system disappears, the Yonkos are gonna be at more power at that point.
We had a problem.
I mean, arguably, but this is why I argue. This is why I argue. I'm good, nigga.
No, it was ever golfing.
I'm sitting here talking, and you go breathe, nigga. Like what?
Yo, cause somebody was calling.
That was me, but I'm good.
No, boys,
I really does this.
I thought you were choking, bro.
I said nigga was just coughing. I'm like, nigga, you good?
Yeah, no, I'm good, nigga. I really does. Yo, y'all need to stop playing me, bro.
On that note, dog, with the whole, bro, you feel me? Like, it'll throw them out of balance and stuff like that, bro. Like, what do you? That's why the military draft was set in place, bro.
Yes,
they've been bolstering.
Bro, okay, so if the military draft comes in place, we see Green Bull, we see a
no, that's fine. But wait, because I just want to finish
but look,
I was trying to make earlier.
Don't just gonna cut me off in the middle of what I was saying, bro. You feel me? Like you didn't even hear what I was trying to say.
That because
you just assumed that was the point that I was about to make. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like you were about to make the point I was trying to make before niggas said I wasn't breathing and shit.
No, I'm talking about Cuz. He just like, you know what I'm saying? He don't even know what we was about to say, and he just jumped on it like he didn't even he didn't know what we were about to say. Like
it's all right. It happens.
But that's what I'm saying. Like, but I'm saying how he gonna give a response and he don't even know what I'm talking about yet. Like fully talking about.
He was just trying to chime in.
All right, listen.
Yeah,
like that.
Go ahead,
because of because of the military draft, you know what I'm saying, and them bringing in new niggas, you know what I mean. Like the world government, when we were told in the story that the world government is the strongest they have ever been, as a result of Akainu and what he's done, right? So even if the Shichibukai system is taken away, their strength had already grown. You know what I'm saying? So we could argue that with the removal of the Shichibukai system, their strength would just be the same that it was before Akainu took power with the Shichibukai system in place. You understand what I'm saying? So with the Shichibukai system gone, all of these new niggas, because we know because Fujitora and Greenberg were the niggas that got the admiral spot. But what was the name of the two vice admirals or whatever that were also in running? Like those niggas are still around.
One was Momosagi, the brown pig, and some other shit.
But them niggas is still around, bro. And we have a whole array of vice admirals that we haven't seen shit from. So if the Shichibukai system was gone and they go into the pirate world, that's fine. But I argue that in that token, the world government will rise and we will see the vice admirals and the niggas that should have been admiral and see what they could do. And then maybe another faction, the revolutionaries, come into place, and there's your new balance of power. Those three until the final war at the end.
And think about this, bro. You find 2 admiral out of the military draft. You're telling me you couldn't find no vice admirals just as strong or strong too?
That's what I'm saying.
Like, think about this. It's a whole selection. It's not, bro. Your candidates just went up for you just letting in these certain select amounts. So you're from every 1,000 that you was letting try for the Marines, you was probably getting 50 good ones. You just opened that selection up to 100,000.
Yo, I guarantee, like, if they found fucking Fujitora and Green Bull, like, they can find somebody that's better than Buggy to fucking take over that spot. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, God damn it. It's just, yeah. Like, I think, like, I understand, like, the Shichibukai system has been presented to us as necessary, but like, I've never understood why that was, because in every showing that we've seen the Shichibukais, they have fucked over the government in every case. Every case. Maybe not more. Maybe not more.
Remember during Marine 4 what the nigga Akainu said?
I don't remember what he said.
That nigga was saying, bro, we don't need them.
Yeah.
We
don't need them to fight this war.
They didn't. That's they really didn't. The Shichibukai were essentially fighting themselves. That was the thing that had those blows minds, yo.
Pretty much.
That's what I'm saying. That nigga said we don't need them, bro.
He hates them. He hates pirates. But
to me, it's just a matter of time.
Whenever we will see whether it comes to fruition or not. I mean,
and remember, and not only that, there's other like pirates under that. Not pirates, Marines under that who feel the same way. Remember when Sengoku was talking about, we gotta go get Boa and shit. Nigga was like, bro, why do we even need her? Oh, she's strong. You know what I'm saying? So Mapanga had to go get her.
Like, again, they even tried to paint Kuma as someone completely loyal to the government, and that's not even true
at all.
You know what I mean? Like,
from his showing on Sabaody.
Just, bro.
The only one that low key has been loyal, and yeah, he ain't been really loyal, is that nigga Mihawk. That's the only that's really like low key been. I guess you could.
Loyal, yo.
I say that's what I'm saying. Say he's not loyal, but like he's always been quote unquote like I guess his day they done fucked him over too much.
Nah, you can't necessarily say that because, bro, as soon as that nigga Shanks showed up, bro, that nigga was ready to
out.
Red hair. I ain't signed up to fight him.
I ain't fighting that nigga.
Yeah, man.
Like, as I said, like all niggas been actually, hold on. Yeah, Warrior been I said, on person I say you can say been close enough to that, even though he was Mihawk. That's the only you can say it was close enough to, I guess, being actual asset to these niggas. Other than that, ain't nobody else been helping them niggas out really.
Like the whole, to me, if you describe one of the Shichibukai as the most loyal nigga to the government, and then you show us that this nigga is not loyal to them motherfuckers at all, what is the point? That to me was the line right there. Like, come on.
All I know is my boy Buggy's ready to become Yonko.
Oh God.
I mean,
you know what's gonna happen too. No one says it before.
He loves the Buggy gag. I don't.
Yo, bro, I honestly, like, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I could see that shit. Like,
but here's the thing. Before Dressrosa, he actually Buggy specifically says it though. I'm just gonna quickly say this. He literally says it that he's gonna become Yonko before Dressrosa. I'm just putting it out there.
That shit is gonna happen.
I just want to remind you that Oda literally wrote that. Oda wrote that.
Yo,
that's gonna be so trash.
Like, if there's anyone if there's anyone in the series that could become a Yonko awesome, bro, it's Buggy.
That's that's a fact. If it's gonna, that's a fact.
See that shit lagged you out. We ain't even hear what you saying because it was bullshit. We don't hear nothing.
Nigga, I said if there's anyone that could become Yonko off some bull, it's Buggy. Like I ain't
Yeah,
gonna act
they
like
lagged that out. We ain't want to hear it.
Yo, bro, Buggy defies all logic, bro. Buggy,
this ass nigga, bro.
Now he's got the bounty hunting. He got the bounty hunting chain going. He's a warlord.
No, trust me, he's gonna become Yonko. Watch.
Yeah, I was arguing with this nigga Shaman King the other night. This nigga, I tried to tell this nigga Shaman, bro. I was like, yo, if Buggy had this soul fruit, motherfucker would be nasty, yo. Like he'd be.
But I ain't gonna lie, like y'all right. He's the type of come Yonko off of some straight up BS, but it is what it is. But we know he get faded in 2 seconds.
No, but look how hard. Look how hard it is just to get to a Yonko.
What you mean?
Oh, shut up.
Shut up. What's your point?
I ain't playing that bullshit lucid ass point, nigga. I ain't doing that. I ain't doing that.
I mean,
I don't know, man.
If you can't argue against it, then with what it's.
I mean, I can't argue against it because like he can't be cut. Like, what do you want him to do? I guarantee you, Mihawk slapped the shit out of him, he would have got faded.
What's up, Dustin?
What's popping, everybody?
Yo, Dustin.
Oh shit! What up, nigga?
What's up, Wallow?
Yo, your dad was in here earlier. If only you would have stayed.
Wow, your Sage is back.
No, your dad was in here earlier.
My dad, nigga. What
you said Tyron looked like to be your daddy.
Who?
Tyron.
Nah.
You didn't see the stream earlier, right? Tyron looked just like you.
Don't nobody look like me.
Dude,
that's funny. Honestly, I swear to God, Tyron was DMX the whole time, dog. I really
what the hell?
Because the chat been calling you DMX, so.
Huh?
The chat been calling you DMX.
Me DMX? Why?
Because you're
they got it wrong. You Bobby Schmurder looking.
Because you're shade. You came on the stream.
I told y'all, boy, that's a grouper. Hey, grouper.
What's poppin', Monkey D? I see you, boy.
What's poppin', man? What's poppin' with you, man?
Chilling, man. What are we talking about?
You know, One Piece, some type of material, and you could just
we just talking about some random shit. Like,
before you guys came in, we were just talking about like the vice.
I'm hijacking.
Who called me?
Hey, go ahead, Dustin, bro. Like, what you think on the abolishment, bro? Abolishment, man.
Of the
abolishment of slavery?
No, warlords.
Slavery?
He must have just seen Black Panther.
I did.
That's funny.
Nah, I feel like it's gonna happen. I feel like the Yonko system gonna be gone and the warlord system.
Wait,
you think the Yonko system is gonna go?
That's the one I
mean. That's the whole point.
Getting rid of the Yonko?
If you look at, remember when Luffy they was trying to give him the Grand Fleet, and he was like, he don't want to be a big shot Yonko, he just want to be the Pirate King.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like after Luffy gets through, by the time he gets like finished with like this whole introduction to the new world, and we get to like towards the end, like it ain't gonna be no more Yonko and warlords. It's gonna be a whole new the Yonko system is basically in place so that the pirates can stay at each other's necks and not unify together and actually go against the world government.
Let me say this. Do you think that Yonko is end game shit? Yeah, this must.
No.
You know I don't. You know I don't think that.
No, I'm saying the whole abolishment of the Yonko system. Do you think that's an end game thing?
No, I think
it's mid game. I think that's what we're doing now.
I think the end game is the final war, like the big war that's gonna be the pirates versus the world government.
Yeah, but that goes into his point. Like I feel like in results of Luffy learning the thing that will cause the Yonko system to fall, because most of the Yonko we know currently will be gone, right? And whoever the new niggas are is gonna be cool with Luffy, so Luffy can be like, hey yo, these niggas doing some fucked up shit like 100 years ago, and then Long Kid will be like, let's fade, and them niggas is gonna fade.
The funny thing about that is, right? You say like that the new Yonkos are gonna end up helping Luffy if the Yonko system exists, but it's like even though Buggy hates Luffy, he always ends up helping him, so it would make sense.
This nigga brought it back to Buggy somehow.
You brought it back to
I know, bro. Like,
Bro, too many people are sleeping on Buggy. I gotta
I'm
let
not
people
sleeping
know.
on Buggy.
We deal with a Buggy
bro, that nigga ain't
fan
shit, bro.
base all the time with BDA.
Hey, Zypher.
I think some people
don't need Buggy love.
Discord that the word Buggy is almost like saying Voldemort. Like he who shall not be named.
Nah, like look, I fuck with Buggy, but when you sitting here, when you sitting here painting man like he's the strongest, you know, like like take chill, bro.
Moshi, I think you've been talking to Master Chief for too long.
Nah,
you been talking to Lucid too long.
That's true. I have been talking to them niggas for too long.
Same way.
That's what I'm saying. I'm not playing
for too long. You gonna start rubbing off some of that credit, listeners. So you
Yes,
gotta be
This what I'm saying. This dude been talking to Zypher been talking to Lucid too much. That's what I'm saying.
I heard him talk to Lucid though.
Nah, liar. You a liar.
You mean liar? I haven't talked to Lucid in a minute.
Bro, I've been in there. I be in there in the mornings, and you be in there with us talking shit with Lucid there all the time. Hell yeah.
You said mornings?
Yeah, bro. The AM, nigga.
I am like, I don't even remember the last time I joined the Braga server in the morning. The only time I tried to join the Discord anytime soon was Discord Fridays. What are you on about?
Well, listen, Zypher, let me tell you this, bro. Lucid is the leader of the fan club. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yeah, he holding the
so
flag.
Your seat is behind his.
You got
he the president.
You got the hot
bro.
seat, bro.
I think Chief is like the leader of that.
Both like Dan is another case of just.
Both of them is DP and Buggy, nigga. Both of them is around.
DP.
They love them some Buggy. They love them some Buggy, nigga. Have both of them together talking about Buggy. It's like Dan and CGK. They're like, yeah, Lucid, yeah, Dan, yeah, Lucid, yeah, Dan. You guys don't see what I'm talking about?
Yo, bro, you just took this shit away.
I told you that's a grouper mouth.
Go in there right now and just bring up Buggy. Then go off.
So Virgo, did you have any other questions, or can we come up with our own questions, or what you got?
I mean, feel free. This is like a free discussion, man. Feel free.
Oh, I gotta.
Well, let me get a question real quick, guys. Hold on, real quick, bro. I'm gonna let you get it.
Is that Kisei?
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
What's up?
Yeah, that's Bunsei.
Bunsei. Like, so. We have so many crazy debates about any old situation, but I like to always go back to just the root of all where these pirates come from, right? So if you could only follow under one family's name, and you had to take over, let's say, the Grand Line at least, what family would you feel would be the most capable of doing it in every forte? Like talk about just taking over completely. You got to pick one family. Can't have any other help from nobody else but that family to support you.
The monkey.
D family.
Yeah.
Monkey.
They've got someone in the.
Can you count the D family?
Someone that's a
No, you can't count the D family.
You can?
You talking about nigga? I'm a monkey, bro.
Listen.
They just got plot all
around. Hey, bro. Honestly, honestly, if I was gonna say that, nigga, I'll probably be. Hey, yeah, that's that goon right there, though, boy.
Yeah, y'all see
Mafia family? Okay.
Yeah.
Nah, nigga, I'm a monkey, bro.
That nigga shot a motherfucker and said to his son, nigga, this how your daddy take care of shit, bro. Get in line.
Somebody need to clip me saying I'm a monkey. That shit, shit crazy.
Every family is different from the last. Bro, you know, you got the Chin-Chows.
The monkey family is too OP. Like you got
you said you want to be a Chin-Chow?
The monkey family, you got a guy who can go toe-to-toe with Roger.
I love the Chin-Chows.
I'd either be a monkey.
All them families really trash if you think about it.
I mean, I'd love to be Uncle Quinn's like family, his little family. You know, like. What's his kid called? Pez.
Like
yeah,
that's nigga me. Got chin hair. Like, come on, bro.
Oh no, definitely. Can you not see
You know, you
the
been what kind of shit must a baby been through to grow some chin hair? You know what I'm saying? Like
Well,
the
I've been
shit
through
the
a lot of
nigga
shit,
must
dude.
have
My question is,
seen,
who's
bro.
crazy enough to be on the Charlotte family?
Shit, being birthed
I
by
was.
Oh no,
I
no,
was about to say that.
listen, that's what I was about to say.
I was
That's
about to
the
say
family I
that.
was chose.
Family package.
I would use the Charlotte family too. Like them niggas just get bucked, bro. I don't give a fuck. Them niggas is
Like
bucked.
Listen,
you wake
bro,
up
listen.
every day, you don't hear cockadoodle-doo in the morning. You hear croakum bush or wedding cake. Start yelling some fucking
All you hear is this
No.
every morning. Crocombosh!
Yeah, I can't deal with that.
Yeah, ain't nobody
I'll
scared of
deal
that
with
shit.
it.
You know what I'm saying? I deal with that
You
shit
don't
too.
deal with
As long as she's not in my face spouting that bullshit, I don't give a fuck.
Nigga,
Smack whoever
but
you want.
What you gonna do if she is in your face?
But listen, this what y'all forget, bro.
Like,
Nigga,
what you gonna do?
nigga, I'm a Jamaican, bro. I was raised by
sit there
Jamaican
and take
folks,
that
nigga.
shit.
That's what I heard every day. Dude, get your ass up for school. Yeah, all right, same shit, bro. Like,
Same shit.
All right, I'd rather that than give me a
that's
Krispy
different,
Kreme
though.
or I'll
That's
take your
different,
soul.
though.
The
Yeah, I
difference
was
is
about
you're
to say,
Yeah,
I was about to say,
different.
ain't no difference between Big Mom and my mama.
Hey, I
Think
want to
like
be
that.
on the.
Like, my mom whoop my ass every day.
Yeah,
I
dude,
wanna
that's a
be on
whoop
the
ass.
major
Bro, Big
difference.
Mom's
She ain't snatching your soul
Big
and
Mom's
killing you.
taking her kid's life.
Can I be a part of the? Can I be a part of the
Listen,
Amazon Lily family? I want to be part
where?
of that.
Oh, so you just want to be a girly girl? But no, I'm kidding.
Oh yeah, that's a
You
good
can.
point.
What family?
Hey,
But
that's
I want to
it.
be. I want to
But
be
you gonna
adopted
get turned
though. I
into
want to be
stone
adopted.
though.
I want to be. Nah, I know.
You gonna get turned into stone though.
I'm gonna be on my pretend Luffy shit.
hey,
Really nice.
hey, King, right, bro? Hey, you gonna be out there statue? You just gonna be like, hey, what happened to that one? What happened to that one dude with the dreads, bro? Then they're gonna be like, you gonna see that boy over there? Oh, damn, bro, damn.
Hey, he gonna be on the cover page too.
Nah, I'm a hockey up. I'm a hockey up. What you talking about?
Heart popping out his chest.
Yo.
What? What the hell y'all
They
talking about?
only work on fodder.
Wait, is
Wing.
Yasop?
You
Is
cannot always
Yasop the
do
only
this.
one with
You
dreads?
cannot
No,
wing.
no.
You cannot always hop in the car and be like, "What the fuck are y'all talking about?"
No.
Someone said, is Dustin the only one with dreads?
No,
I
I
listened for
said
like
is
2 minutes,
Yasop the
and all
only
of a sudden
one?
I started hearing weird stuff.
No, there's one of the Whitebeard pirates has dreads as well. I forget what his name is.
That nigga from that one movie, that one nigga who they,
Yeah, I
that one
forget.
nigga who they made canon.
Hey,
I always
Wing.
forget that nigga really
Yeah,
had
what's up?
motherfucking
The
cornrows back in the
question
day,
is,
bro.
if you could pick a family that you could try to conquer the Grand Line and everything with, what family would you pick?
Out of everybody,
Charlotte.
I can't choose. I can't choose the D's. I know.
Man, listen, bro. If I come out, if I could, hey, listen. Excuse my language, cause I'm about to get foul, nigga. Rated R. Hey, if I could come out the pussy walking, then that's what I'm doing. Shit.
Really?
Yeah, man. What you mean?
Hey, nah, that's
standing
straight
up,
facts.
nigga.
Nigga, that's some thugger shit, bro. I ain't never
I
heard no
walk
nigga
out
do
that
that.
bit like, hey, on here.
Nigga put respect on this. What kind of nigga come out standing up? Like, who is yo, bro? That shit is
Goon, like.
wild, yo.
No, you know that
I don't want Big Mom to birth me, fam. I'm good.
Nigga,
The
you
kind of
can
nigga
walk
who
out.
gets beat by Luffy.
Oh
Yeah,
wow.
facts.
I mean, you know you coming out good out of Big Mom.
Oh,
Yo, bro, you're
What are we talking about right now?
Wait, hold on. I can't.
When you come out
I
hurt.
can't. Wait, hold on.
There's
I just
nothing
wait.
that you
Bro,
need
everyone in
surgery
your
to come
family is a snake. Why would you want that?
Exactly.
So
Hey,
we just
nigga,
gonna
that's
we just
what
gonna let that slide.
Gang.
We just gonna
Capone
let
Hey,
that
tell him
slide.
again. Tell him again.
We just gonna
And
let
then
that
you
slide.
gotta realize, bro, that's the man. Look, how you think, bro? Them hyenas come out and they be savage life from the get go, bro. Because as soon as they born, them niggas kill the weakest one, so only the strong survive.
That's trash. That's trash.
But let me say this: you got to take the problems, all your families, with you while you conquer it, or trying to. So anything that happens, you could possibly be reset back to square one, depending on what you do wrong in that situation of your family line. So
if you can't conquer the Grand Line, your family trash. Grand Line is weak.
That's what I'm saying. But like I'm telling you, take your problems with you. Take the situation each one is in, and like you can look.
Hey, but let me say this.
Ignore the power and all that for me.
If you put Big Mom family at Sabodi, ain't nobody going to the Grand Line.
Yep.
Facts.
Ain't nobody going to the Grand. I mean, ain't nobody going to.
Hey, y'all was talking blasphemy.
New
Y'all
World.
was trying to say that Big Mom couldn't do what Whitebeard did at Marineford.
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Who said that?
Isn't there?
Oh no, that probably
Dustin, you having a stream about that tonight, right?
Hey, you know that's what Wallow.
No. Wait, hold on. Here's the thing, though, Dustin. Like, I feel like Big Mom herself would be real hard to take down. Like, she'd be the only one left. She'd be the only one left standing. But everyone else,
bro, you got Katakuri, you got Pearl,
bro.
Like I said, bro, you put them at Sabaody, there will be no more new pirates going into the
Big Mom's gonna be flying around Marineford, just burning it down with.
Listen. Made that she might have did more damage at Marineford.
Yeah, I think she would. She did all 3 Mighty Nations attacks. Just at
look,
the general
her herself is the problem, but the rest of her crew not really a problem.
Let me say this.
Yeah, it is.
Let me say this.
Did you not see Cracker?
Let me say this.
Not a problem. Not a problem to Moria. The fuck.
Really?
Bro, what are you talking about? Moria's
Moria's trash. Oh, come on now.
His fruit is dope. His fruit is dope, but he's garbage.
Notice, hey, bro, I want you to notice this. In broad,
Luffy, you're trash.
In broad daylight, Moria fruit is useless. In broad daylight, stop this.
Marineford was broad daylight. He was still using it.
What are you talking
No.
about?
I mean, like in daytime.
He said, "I mean, like in
pretty much
daytime."
What do you mean? What do you mean in daytime? If you don't have your shadow, the only thing we know about sunlight and his fruit is if you don't have your shadow and the sun is out, you're gone. You dead.
Okay, but that's the same thing go for his some of his zombies and all that other stuff, ain't it?
No.
He was zombies out of the corpses of Marines. That's something they took great offense to.
This man can't even do all his stuff.
I want you to sit here and tell me why Katakuri will not be able to take Moria.
He can't.
He got real
can't
fucking
tell you.
silent.
He can't tell
Hold
you.
on, Katakuri's not getting past Kizaru. Period.
Come on, bro.
What?
No. That is okay. I'm gonna give you. Hey, you got a nice curveball, fam. But I want you to tell me why Katakuri can't take Moria if he's confronting Moria.
Because he's not. That's not the nigga Katakuri's paying attention to. They're just not fading. They're not fading. Katakuri not looking at Moria. He's not looking at Moria. He's not. Nigga. No, I'm not. I'm answering his question. I'm serious. Katakuri is not in this scenario. To me, Katakuri's not paying attention to Moria. Hold on. He got Sengoku in front of him. He got Garp in front of him. He got Akainu. He got Aokiji. He got Kizaru. And you tell me he worried about fuck ass Moria.
Alright, so you saying that's a scenario. If they get to him first, what if him and Moria meet up first?
Oh my God! If for real, Moria probably getting faded.
Yeah, okay. I'm about to say, boy, don't do that.
Thank you.
Moria probably getting faded. What you want me to lie? I'm telling you, either way. Look, I'm just saying, depending who go, like I'm saying the Shichibu Kai against most of the fodder, Tamago, fucking
Tamago ain't fodder, bro. Cracker's not fodder. Nigga, what are you talking about?
Hold on, Tamago, Cracker, Montour, Oven, Daifuku, they're not beating the Shichibu Kai.
You are smoking.
They really aren't. They really are not.
Are you?
Hold on,
they really are not.
Say what you just said again.
Name the Shichibu Kai. And Buggy's one of them. That's already trash. It's already trash.
Look, I'm talking. We talking about the niggas that were at Marineford. Yes.
So
that were currently Shichibu Kai.
So Smoothie can't beat Boa.
Nope.
Listen,
you crazy to think she could.
I'm crazy.
Wait,
yes, you think Smoothie can beat Boa Hancock.
We've seen women swoon over Boa Hancock.
This is why I don't go to the Discord like that, bro. Because y'all niggas
you're not even listening to what I'm saying. Like you just saying my shit is creditless. How?
Are you listening to what you're saying?
Yes, I am. I'm saying it, nigga. What the fuck? I don't just spout bullshit.
So Smoothie can't beat Boa.
No.
One I don't know about. I lean the Boa on that one. Boa.
Okay, only Shichibu Kai is Mihawk that I see up there.
No, what are you saying? Crocodile
is got one shot capability. She hit anybody that dead.
Can we make a rule? If you got beat by pre-Gears Luffy, you are trash and not in this conversation.
What? You're taking the concept of how the story went out with Luffy and Crocodile and saying that since he got beat by that, when you know he beat Luffy like twice before the end,
he lost.
What?
He lost.
That's like saying Crocodile is trash because he got beat by base form Luffy.
Bro,
Crocodile
are y'all
is washing
y'all not
half of the Charlotte family. Crocodile is washing.
Y'all
You're
niggas
kidding me. You are kidding me.
I agree
Like,
with that.
yo, I'm
Roshi.
telling you, look, Snack is probably losing to like. Who's Snack losing to? Let me see. Snack is losing to Kuma.
Donkey.
The fuck?
Yo, Snack.
I don't think Snack beat no Warlord.
Snack's getting bodied by
No
Sanji.
Warlord.
Watch
Yeah, I was
that.
gonna say Snack's
Warlord.
getting
Okay,
bodied.
no,
That's what I'm
alright.
saying. Like I told you, everyone is a wash except Big Mom.
Let's just reassess what Dustin
Everyone's
just
a
said.
wash.
Hold on,
Yes.
let's recess what Dustin just said.
Yes,
He said
everyone's a
that
wash
the
except
Charlotte
Big
family.
Mom. A wash, nigga. Everyone's a niggas a wash. Niggas a wash.
Monkey D, I know you ain't let these niggas say this, my nigga.
My nigga,
Hey man, hey, I'm just listening.
everyone's
These niggas saying whatever right now.
Curry and Cracker getting washed by
Truthfully, I feel
Marine
like look.
Wait.
If Big Mom was at Marineford,
Category is getting faded by any admiral.
So shut your group of mouth, brother, man, in the middle of saying something.
My fault.
Look, if Big Mom's at Marineford, she's saving Luffy, cause ain't nobody stopping her her homies that she has with her as far as Prometheus and Zeus. Ain't nobody stopping them. That's first of all. Herself, she's a beast. Ain't nobody stopping her. She wrecking everybody there. She's a tank. Y'all sleep.
I'm not.
He
look,
said.
Again,
You said everybody except for Big Mom is a wash.
He's wash. Yeah. Again, I'm not disagreeing with Big Mom, but her using her spawning homies like Prometheus and Zeus, like her attention's gonna have to be against the big niggas in front of her. You know what I'm saying? Obviously, little bullshit niggas is gonna come her way and she gonna smack the shit out of them. But the big niggas she gonna have to pay attention to. Katakuri is getting faded by any admiral.
Category is getting faded by any admiral. Come on.
Let me ask
We
you.
saw actually that Zeus. We saw that Prometheus actually got hurt by Zeus by that bolt. You know he said he got hurt.
But how you saying I'm stupid for saying Katakuri is
I
getting
didn't
faded by
never say
admiral?
you were stupid. I just said I can't believe you're serious.
I'm serious. Yeah, I'm serious. Listen to me. Here's why I'm serious. Because by your same admission, you're saying that Katakuri is getting his ass whooped right now by Luffy. No? Did you say that earlier?
No, I never. What are you talking about?
No, I said that. I said that.
My fault.
Luffy is getting his ass whooped. Luffy been getting his ass whooped.
Okay. All right. Then never mind.
He just all of a sudden.
All I want to know is that Big Mom still ain't beating Marineford.
Why?
She's not gonna beat
Big Mom is the only one that's not going down.
No, I'm saying with her crew with them, she's still not beating Marineford.
Yeah, no. If she had her crew, they'll win. Because only thing Big Mom do, like, all right, give each one of them kids with like not an elemental. Cracker get a homie, Smoothie get a homie, Katakuri. This man get Block Mochi Galactic Donut homies. Imagine that.
They're still
how broken that man would be.
Them strategy, they have Gecko Moria give all those niggas shadows.
Why are you still on Moria, bro?
Because you think
Moria's a counter. Moria's the perfect counter.
I want to point out that this nigga got cracked by Jinbei.
He did.
Yeah, because Jinbei is a counter to him. Jinbei's a perfect counter. Jinbei's a perfect counter.
That could not touch Katakuri.
Doflamingo was about to kill this nigga sitting down.
Yo, Jimmy, Moria,
what are you talking about?
Listen, you guys are arguing that Big Mom can buff up all of her allies due to the amount of homies she created with her souls.
No.
I said. Whatever. You said that. Yes, you said that. By that same token, Moria can also buff up and supply the Marines with the exact same, same thing.
Yeah, but he has to find.
How is that not true?
But he got to get all them shadows from a special place. He go snatch everybody's shadow on his side.
Big Mom just gonna split her soul into thousands of pieces.
No,
the enraged army is probably vice admiral level. If you want to keep it,
the enraged army are getting their fucking shadows stolen. Get out of here! They're getting their shadows stolen.
I don't like arguing with Kisei, bro.
No, for real though, like I literally could.
Moria. Crazy.
I literally could not name one person from the enraged army that could beat Moria. I can't think of one person.
I didn't say they could beat Moria. But Moriya's garbage, bro. I don't know why y'all hyping him.
Wait, as long as you admit that they're not fucking with him, then that's all I need to know.
I don't know. They might be. As a group,
That
group attacks are fucking devastating. I will say
Snack
that.
might even fucking be Moria for all I know.
Yeah, but this thing I'm trying to figure out. If Cracker got all these biscuit soldiers for one, I already know this man walking through Moria. Obviously, from what
all those biscuit soldiers are storming on Marine Corps.
No, look.
Yeah, then you telling me people like Pearl Sparrow can and all these other people in Big Mom family? Imagine if Big Mom give Montdor a freaking homie.
Yo,
can you imagine how broken that would be?
This nigga Pearl Sparrow can barely even withstand the heat of a teacup, and you're telling me if Akainu did the same shit where he
you trash, so you trash.
Is that not a fact?
Hey, that's true. That's true though.
No.
literally a
You
fact.
talking about right
That's a
now? We
trash
talking
fact,
about
bro.
everybody in perfect health. Everybody in
That's
perfect
literally
health.
fact in
Nah,
the
they
story.
ain't. He walking through
Valorized
this, man.
Pedro, bro. Come on, this man has a $700
I mean,
million
I'm not. This is not a defense of Pedro. I'm just talking about that this nigga can barely withstand heat by his own admission.
Bro. Come on, bro.
What do you mean? What do you mean? Come on,
Let's
Dustin.
not
You killing me right now, bro.
Cause man, like when you gotta go to things like that, man, it's like.
You mean the story?
Nah, but
when
hey,
I gotta
no
go to the
doubt, no
story?
doubt in my mind. Listen. I want to know. Let me ask this, bro, because I wasn't in here for a little second. Like, what is he trying to get to that with that point? Like he's saying that Big Mom family can't do something at Marineford. Like that's why he's saying this.
To most of them niggas, you know. I said most of them.
Wallow. This is what he said, and I quote: "Everyone in Marineford besides Big Mom of the Big Mom Pirates is getting washed."
Yeah.
All right, now listen. Now I'm gonna tell you like this, bro.
Not
like,
factual, bro.
Maybe except Katakuri, but the rest are pretty much good.
What's up,
Maybe.
By
This is why I lump you together with my dog Lucy.
Shit, Toddy here too.
Here we
By
go.
who?
Here we go.
No, you had like the demo today.
Look, hey, look, let me say this.
I was just chilling.
Toddy,
I was
I
just
ain't even
chilling and
gotta
I felt
defend
an
this.
itch
Go
in the
ahead,
back
do
of
your
my
thing.
head. I heard Mama disrespect and I had to come.
I
had to come save the day.
I'm not I ain't disrespecting Mama. I'm disrespecting his sorry ass crew. That's what I'm disrespecting.
That way you wrong.
What is
We'll
sorry?
get washed at Marineford. You guys think they won't?
What?
This nigga
Who's
Soap,
washing?
wait. This nigga Soap hate Whole Cake Island, so he
Do I
don't
really have to?
I don't hate Whole Cake Island. I love Whole Cake Island.
God, you gonna call her sorry ass?
Who is fucking with
Because they're
Mihawk?
sorry.
Who
They're
is fucking with
sorry.
Mihawk there?
Because
It's not for Katakuri.
One biscuit soldier stalls that nigga.
Okay, Toddy, you about to lose more credit than you already lost by saying just that.
Wait,
If Vista can stall Mihawk with no difficulty, I would reckon that a biscuit soldier, maybe 2 or 3 of them, is worth a Vista.
But hey,
so if he can stall Mihawk, then 3 biscuit
hold on.
Let me say this real quick. Hey,
Justin,
I got a quick
that's what you call a trash ass point.
Listen.
That's a trash ass.
Hey, we don't want these.
That's what you call a trash ass point.
What he say?
Hey, look, we don't want. Hey, we don't let me get started on the combination biscuit soldiers with the candy on top, nigga. Like, hey,
look.
With Mochi, block Mochi
team
on
attack.
They put block Mochi and
Take away
candy
the
on
team
top of it.
attack. Take away the team attack. Just focus on what they could do individually. Mihawk is walking through almost every single crew member, except for perhaps Katakuri.
Based on what? Wait, what gives you guys this idea that Mihawk is this god? What have you seen?
The world.
He said, what have you seen?
The world.
What have you seen from him though? What have you seen from him?
What have you seen from Shanks? What have you seen from Dragon, nigga? But
I've seen Shanks stop a magma fist.
Like, come on, bro.
I've seen Shanks move at the speed of light and get between this nigga and Kobe and stop a magma fist. I saw Mihawk beat up some monkeys and get stalled out by Vista.
Will do the same thing.
To who? If Crocodile's getting washed by a pre-gears Luffy, then Flambe is more than enough to deal with him.
Oh my god.
Stop.
No.
Stop using the story as evidence to show where Crocodile's power is. Stop it.
Right, I'm going based off his durability. And his speed, and
at that point in the
he was
story,
able to
you're telling me
walk
that
with
Katakuri
mid
is not going to beat the shit out of him.
Hey, and let me ask: is we counting Jinbei or we discard him?
As a warlord.
You gotta count Jinbei because he on her side at that point.
Jinbei,
that's my point.
Whoa,
Yeah,
whoa,
I would get
whoa, watch out,
I get you.
I mean, trash in comparison to the people in Big Mom's crew.
We leaving Jinbei out. Okay.
Hell no.
Wow.
Because wait, hold on. This is why we leave Jinbei out, because if we're using
why are we leaving Jinbei out? At the time Marine Ford happened. At the time Marine Ford happened, he was 100% a member of that crew.
I was about to tell you why we leave Jinbei out, and then you interrupt me by asking a question and then answering your question. Please, let me speak, bro. Jinbei, the reason why we leave Jinbei out, because in this scenario we're using the niggas from Marine for on the Marine side. By that logic, Jinbei would be in jail still. You know what I'm saying? I'm just taking the niggas that the Marines.
And that's one correction I gotta give people. Jim, at that point, Fishman Island was under Whitebeard, so he wasn't on Big Mom's side at that point during Marine Ford.
Okay.
He joined up. He joined up with her when Whitebeard fell.
Bro, everybody. This is how we gonna solve this argument. Everybody on Big Mom crew, from Tamago on up, can all be warlords in their own right.
No,
Tamago.
I agree. I agree.
Listen. No, come on, dog. How do you kill Tamago, bro? This nigga's yoked, man. He just
he's immortal, but he can still get faded every time.
Hey, bro, we ain't seen what Count Chicken could do, bro. He gonna fade us on up.
Don't forget the hunky blues too.
He could be Count Chicken or whatever the fuck he is. He's still ain't gonna be no warlord status.
I came into this conversation a little bit late. Are you guys trying to match up everyone at Marine Ford with one person in Mama's crew?
Not necessarily. Wait, that means do you mean that Pedro would do that same then because he defeated Tamago?
He didn't defeat Tamago.
He didn't.
Dog, when Tamago starts saying cock-a-doodle-doo when he turned into a rooster on these niggas, alright.
He is not gonna be no warlord. I tell you that.
Tamago,
he gonna fade though.
Wait, he getting turned the sunny side up, scrambled, however you want him. He gonna get freaking.
Look, I don't think Tamago's getting past fucking Momonga. Or one of them.
Hey, listen, I'm gonna tell you guys this. Come on, so. Wait. Momonga watching who?
Can I?
Tamago.
Can I just?
Yeah.
I think this nigga Soap is a Marine or something.
Okay.
It sounds that for sunny side up, bro. That boy is washed.
That's a different type of nigga, dog. That's Momonga. Like, that nigga been out there, boy. Don't play with that.
Nigga, I haven't even gotten to the VAs yet. Like, niggas is just focusing on CT.
What is a VA? What you?
No, that's what I'm not. This is the first time I even brought VAs into this conversation. We just been talking about Shichibukai and the Admirals. Is what I'm trying to tell you.
Vice Admirals are trash.
Vice Admirals. You don't put them in the coffin yet. Don't put him in
Dustin.
Hey, why? Hold on. Why would we waste time? Why would we waste time on Vice Admirals when all Cracker has to do is put one soldier on each of them niggas, and that's it?
No,
one soldier on each Vice Admiral. That's it.
Like that fact is.
Only thing we've been able to see to break through.
We're talking about the possible new drafted Vice Admirals that are going to be coming in. Possibly
they don't. The new drafted Vice Admirals. What head canon is that from?
Stuff, cause we'll get Jinbei. We talking about Marine Force stuff. How they had it. If you gonna say Marine Force, you gotta throw Compote on.
Yeah, Listen, the nigga Zypher didn't even know what we was talking about. We talking about Yamakiji. We talking about nigga Doberman, Strawberry,
all them niggas.
All them niggas.
All those niggas that get mid-death by one biscuit soldier.
Get the fuck out of here.
No, you guys are coming at this where you guys are trying to give like a one-on-one matchup when really you just need to look at the situation. First of all, Mama and God Jr. alone are knocking out 90% of the soldiers with Conqueror's Hockey. Next, you have an enraged army that's swarming the battlefield. Next, you have Cracker with 100 biscuit soldiers, each one of them capable of taking out a Vice Admiral. And then before we even get to the commanders, sweet commanders and shit, and Mama's kids. We have Mama herself be one-shotting everyone in her path, and down suns and lightning bolts, and turning the ground and rocks and shit into living beings. They have no chance against this bitch.
I mean, she's not splitting her soul
I'm
to
not
do
going
that
with the Big Mom thing because she's still gonna
But
get
don't
favored.
gotta split her soul.
She can get her kids soul.
Again, she's gonna sacrifice her kids. Come on. So, well,
at one point is her kids in danger. Her and category
Hold on.
knock out everyone on the battlefield, and then the infantry is the enraged army. There's like 10,000 of them motherfuckers, more than what the Marines actually had.
You asked about use. Hold on, Kise. You said you wanted to talk about just like what these niggas could do, like collectively, right? And I just want to bring up the example that we've seen that the Marines were capable of. And we've seen what happened, like how Marine for the shape. They caught them niggas in the center, froze that shit, and then Akainu just raised a whole shit ton of fists. I'm sorry, Big Mom can't put her soul into and her children's souls into every one of them raining fists while also fucking dodging them shit.
She doesn't need to put. She doesn't need to put anything up. They have defense mechanisms capable of stopping those fists. Those fists did not do anything to any top tiers of white
Let me say this though. This is one thing that everybody got to take into account. Like, remember at Marine Corps, remember at Marine Corps, like certain like Whitebeard himself, he ain't trying to kill his home crew and shit like that. These niggas ain't really going hard, even on the Marine side, because they not trying to kill all the civilians and shit that was still there. And like, bro, you feel me? Like with Big Mom there, nigga, all that shit is dead, bro. They gotta go all out,
all dead.
Nigga,
it's raining Elbaf spears. It's raining Elbaf spears.
She's killing her own kids while she's doing it too.
No.
Why when she can just hop on a cloud? Wait, listen. She hops on a cloud. First of all, the only person capable of probably hitting her in the air is Kizaru. She hops on a cloud and she makes it rain Elbaf spears. What is Kizaru gonna go up there and do besides die?
I mean,
her kids don't even need to be.
And then phase everybody with lasers on sight on the ground.
Wait, I'm talking about before the Mama Pirates even enter the battlefield. Mama herself can just go on top of the cloud.
You can't really think that her just going up there is gonna be she's safe. Akainu gonna have magma fists raining from the sky, and this nigga Kizaru shooting laser bullets like.
Nigga, wait, faith in the sky. Hold on, Mama's safety is not at question here because she could be surrounded by 15 admirals and not be damaged.
Last time I checked, didn't Whitebeard just get his goddamn glaive, touch one of them goddamn things, and blew it out like it was nothing?
Blew it out like a candle.
Like Big Mom is just gonna be like, oh my god, too much. Man, she gonna be the same way. She go.
I didn't say that, bro. I'm just saying. Listen, I'm just saying though. You can't lie. My whole point is that shit is raining. He's saying going up into the air like it's just end all be all for these attacks. That's my point. You feel me? She's still gonna be getting attacked.
Again, hold on. Again, I've argued from the beginning that Big Mom will probably be the only one left standing. Like she,
based on the main point was about the crew, though.
The crew, and again, like she's not gonna be fazed by raining lava fists and light fucking flinging around everywhere and lasers exploding and the ice thing. But her crew will.
I can't believe having this argument, bro.
Okay,
it's clear who's gonna win, and that's Marine 4.
Hold on,
discussion. Moving on.
If you go say this, bro. Let me just end it with this. You go say that. What's stopping Katakuri, Smoothie, or any top tier and Big Mom crew to just go over there on Soru on the Marine side, just speed blitz over there and just be like, all right, awakening. Yeah.
Right. What is hitting God Jr.? Which one of these attacks are hitting God Jr.?
I'm just saying, right? We seen Aokiji speed blitz
Big Mom, though. We not talking about Big Mom, though.
No, I'm not bringing. No. Remember how we seen in the beginning of the war, Aokiji speed blitz his behind way over there and did Ice Age. What's happening from one of Big Mom kids for doing it? Something very similar. Go over the well. So all the Marines are. No, not on the ice. On their platform where they on their platform where they is. If I can see Aokiji speed blitzing all the way 1,000 feet in the air, in the dang on clouds do an ice age. I'm pretty sure Katakuri can do something like that similar. And Katakuri can just say, all right, awakening, and turn all of their footing in a goddamn mochi. Yeah, you can do that.
Sure can. Why couldn't he? Why could he not?
I'm gonna tell y'all like this, bro. Katakuri, whoever he fight, he probably pulling them inside the mirror world. I'm telling you right now, he's pulling that person in the mirror world. You know.
We didn't even talk about the mirror world.
Listen, this is what I'm saying. The reason why I'm telling you that's exactly how he would have fought like an admiral or something. He would have took that person and try to lure them or get them in the mirror world. Because, bro, we already seen in a chaotic situation, his observation hockey is limited because he has to focus. And if you got these strong ass niggas in the background, bro, these niggas blitzing coming from behind you, doing all type of crazy shit.
But it's not just God Jr. It's not God Jr. versus 50 niggas like it was at the wedding. It's like one side versus the other side.
Who is that? Who is
God is the son of God.
I'm assuming.
What do you think Mama G stands for?
Nigga, what?
But this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, listen, we were shown that in the chaotic situations, his shit is limited because he has to focus on certain things. You feel me? He has to focus.
It's limited to what extent, Wallow? Because it's not like he was taking attacks or anything like that. And also, he was. But the situation that you're describing, it's not just Katakuri versus 50 Luffy's like it was at the wedding. It is two sides of the war. Everyone's distracted, not just Katakuri.
No, don't get me wrong. Listen, my point is that at Marineford, everybody, like you just said, is two sides. Everybody getting distracted, and what we seen, everybody getting hit, sticked, and fucked up on both sides. Nigga, admirals was taking licks because they was getting distracted. You know what I'm saying? The nigga,
but God Jr. at the wedding, God Jr. was able to set sights on everything that mattered. Anything that was important, God Jr. was able to see and he was able to stop.
This nigga killing me, dog.
Nah, but I get that. That's why I said, bro, he has to be able to focus. But that's why you don't think that's a fighting to your advantage situation. Take an admiral